when you get in the pocket and you got her trimmed all the way up and you got that jack plate as high as she'll go, get in that pocket, grip it and rip it, baby. Don't let nobody stop you. Pass them bitches.
What intro?
Just don't
All
even stop.
right. Well, there you go.
Send it.
All right, here we go. Is
Yeah.
Danny doing this or am I doing
I'm
this?
doing this.
Danny's
All right,
doing this.
guys.
All right.
Welcome to Thursday Night's Livewell here at Fish North,
Starting
Georgia.
out hot, baby.
We are coming in hot. Right there. So glad you guys could join us, guys and gals. Glad you could join us tonight. Again, we appreciate your time for. I can't, guys. I've done been messed up. I wish y'all could have heard the pregame right here. It's done messed me all
It
up.
was better than Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
It was better. It was
Anything's
better than
Troy
anything.
Aikman and Joe
Anything
Buck.
is better than that. But anyway, we appreciate you. And if you're watching again at a later date on YouTube, hey, we love you too. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Click that notification bell. And again, make sure you follow us on all our social media, Fish North Georgia, Fish North Georgia group page, Fish North Georgia Instagram, the Twitters. I don't mess with that too much. But the TikToks, hey, we're really pushing the TikToks a lot and getting some really good feedback on that. Ryan,
stop. Make it hot. There we go.
Ryan is the TikTok king right there. So regardless, again, we appreciate you and glad you can join us tonight. We're going to talk some fishing, and I got my star-studded panel surrounding me right here. Paul, the boss man Coonan, is right here beside me right there.
And his button up.
It is buttoned up. He come in.
Classing it up a little.
Listen, he walked in shirtless though. You almost shirtless when you walked in. Scared us a little bit. Ryan, of course, is here. You know, like that. And Foster. I wanted to say, what is it? Forklift certified Dubroc. Forklift certified Dubroc.
It's Foster Dubroc.
Foster Dubroc.
Dubroc.
Mercy.
It must, and he is forklift certified.
He
For
is
those of you that know what that is, if you know, you know, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Hopefully we don't revisit that. I want to go ahead and get it out of the way so that everybody knows. If you're on TikTok, you do know. So
In case
again,
you guys can't tell already, it's going to be a fun episode.
Going to be a fun episode. And
We might have fun.
We might have some fun. We might have some fun. And again, let's take care of some business. I want to thank one of our great sponsors, For Her Outdoor Apparel.
Yes.
All right. Do the website again. I always mess that up. ForHerOutdoor.com.
ForHerOutdoor.com.
Yeah. So listen, it is for women, by women. Jennifer and Peyton, they run that thing. Listen, hey guys, Christmas is coming up. All right. You need to go to that website. Hey, listen, everybody here, I assume, has a woman in their lives. And I will tell you this, our daughters. Am I hitting that right, Paul?
I mean,
You got a steady? You got a steady?
I don't.
We'll get you one. We'll get you one. We can find one.
No, I meant a daughter.
Oh no, not the daughter. No, not a daughter. But anyway, listen. Hey, go to that website right there and check it out. They've got all kinds of stuff from hats to hoodies to t-shirts and all that. They were actually kind enough to give me a couple hats and a shirt that I took home to my daughters. They absolutely loved it, and I've got some daughters with some picky taste. So if they liked it, I can tell you it is totally approved.
Ponytail hats are
Ponytail hat is legit.
Yes, it is.
Jennifer brought a ponytail hat up here. I didn't know they existed, but that is a legit thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is a legit.
She said they're hot item right now.
They are a hot item.
Ticket item right now.
So hot right now.
They are. They're getting into the camo stuff. They got some hunting stuff and all that. Do what? Actually, she's gonna get me a shirt made so that when I go film the next episode,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have some For Her apparel.
You be repping?
I'll be repping.
All
I will be repping. But listen, hey, great people. It's a great company. Listen, it's set up right, good intentions with everything like that, and it's good quality stuff. So
And they fish.
And again, Peyton fishes for West Forsyth.
Yes,
I believe it's West Forsyth.
I believe so.
So again, hey, go to forheroutdoor.com. Check it out right there and spend some money. That's what we want you to do. We want you to spend some money. It's worth it.
For her? For you.
For her, for you. There you go. So again, we appreciate Jennifer and Peyton coming on board and sponsoring the Livewell right there. So it's always good to be associated with good people, and we hope we do you right like that. So again, tonight's topic, we're going to jump right in. We're going to talk a bunch of different things. We're going to recap Chick a little bit. We went to Chickamauga last week, and unfortunately, we couldn't do a Livewell because there are places in this world that do not have Wi-Fi. We figured that out, or cell service, or anything like that. And apparently, what was that town we stayed in? Decatur, Tennessee. Hey, you guys got to get a cell phone tower up there. All right. But so we're going to talk a little bit about that. Foster, of course, I did call him forklift certified, but he does own Chattahoochee Jigs. So we'll talk a little bit about that. He also brought up some new stuff, some Berkeley stuff, new products for us to have up here at the store because you are, of course, associated with Kennesaw Baits and stuff like that. And the Dugout, another fine company. Again, hey, support your local tackle shops. If you guys down there in Kennesaw, it is a killer place, especially if you want to get into the kayak game because you can actually try them out down there. They got that little pond and all that. I know Josh went down there.
Go buy you a
Yep,
Hobie.
Josh got him one.
He got him one just because y'all stuck him in it, and that's all it took with Josh.
Yeah.
Yep. All you gotta do is just sit in it, and it sells itself.
He tried to get me to sit in one, and I said no.
I can put you in.
Do
one.
they have
Do
a,
it.
do they have a big boy version?
They have
do.
one that is
Big boy
Ryan
and
certified.
out of my big budget.
Well, yeah. Well,
That's another good point. No, we can put you in. We'll probably put you in a Blue Sky 360.
Blue Sky
That
360.
sounds like
That sounds like something.
Price come down on them yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
there you go. All right.
love
So
that.
there you go.
that sounds like a streaming service.
Blue Sky 360.
It really does.
It sounds like
Sponsored by
somebody's
Disney
Wi-Fi
Plus.
network.
Is it Spice? Is it Channel 99 back in the old days? It just wouldn't. It was always fuzzy. You're sitting there kind of looking at it like this.
You gotta stand upside down and
Stand
make sure
upside
it
down.
works.
What are you watching? No static. Something like that. So, hey, all you guys right there, Dylan, Ron, FCP, Dana, Scratch Fishing, Jennifer Jones, of course. Hey, for her right there, thank you very much for joining us tonight, George Smith and Wayne Huddleston. Hey, listen, we're gonna have just some good talk. The main topic is supposed to be talking about how to find largemouth bass on these herring lakes. And herring lakes around here. I mean,
Do we sound okay?
do we sound good? Hey, thank God for the Livewell. I just got done meeting with a caterer for a wedding and needed some fishing in my life. Well, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Dealing with weddings, that's one crazy thing that I don't like to do. That I told all my kids to elope. I really did. I said, listen, just elope. I mean, seriously, save your money.
Come on back when it's over.
Bronson, what's up, buddy? So anyway, but we're gonna talk a little about chasing largemouth, which I know you like doing,
Yes.
especially being a jig guy.
Yes.
I know that Ryan likes doing it. I like any fish I can catch. I imagine Paul's not picky.
Been
either.
known to catch fish.
You've been known to catch one time. Yes, sir.
We also happen to have probably the two best jig tires in North Georgia.
We do have some excellent jig tires. Now, Paul and I thank you for that compliment right there. So,
Yeah.
Paul and I do a very good job of tying jigs. Now, actually, seriously, we do. Between Ryan and
What's up, Chase? Shout out North Alabama.
is that him?
Yep.
Hey, notepad
Hey.
ready.
Mhm.
We're doing the topic for you guys right there because Ryan told me that he talked to you guys on the phone. So that's why we got the topic tonight.
We appreciate all you guys.
Absolutely.
in North Alabama, up in Smith Lake and Wheeler Lake area around in there.
There you go. So
There
hey,
you go.
branching out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, two excellent jig tires right here. And I'll be honest, I will not lie. Of course, I'm partial to ours, but listen, if I do not have one of ours, the first one I pull off the shelf is his.
Are you Ryan? Are you getting ready? Or
No.
are you,
No,
are
seriously.
you gonna have fisticuffs?
Seriously, and I will say this. The
I can
Chattahoochee
rock
jigs are really good quality, and you do a really good job tying them. And
Thank
so, I mean, I wouldn't put them in my store if not. So it's a lot of fish have been caught on a Chattahoochee jig, and you got
A lot.
some
First bait I ever won money on.
really,
Yes, sir.
yep, really. What'd you catch? Do you remember it?
It was a short stringer on Juliet on a grinder of a day. It was a 1/4 ounce green shiner Chattahoochee jig
Green Shiner
with a rage bug trailer.
with a Rage Bug
Nice.
trailer. There you go. I've got a couple of them.
Just enough work to make it happen.
There you go. So we're definitely going to talk about that, Chase. We're going to get into it. Dylan Johnson, I ain't going to be able to do my math homework tonight. Hey, that's okay. You don't need math. Yes, you
Well,
do.
I mean, if we're talking about jigs, that's kind of like fractions a little
That-
bit.
it is.
'cause
It
you
is.
Got weight.
Eyeball.
Yes. Eyeball.
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 So looks good.
So let's jump right into it. Okay. So, Foster, I'm going to actually throw it to you first because a lot of people that watch the show, they know how Ryan is, and we're going to bring Ryan into it. But are you fishing BFLs any this year? I know you have.
No, I didn't fish any this year. I'm fishing the Four Seasons Trail
Okay.
this year, and then other than that, I'm
Working.
working.
I know, man. Listen, that work gets in the way right there.
It does everything.
It does. So let's talk about this. But I know you're always posting pics of some really good largemouth. But we're going to kind of keep it for these guys in Alabama. They want to talk more about the herring lake. So we get up here on Lanier and
Specifically chasing largemouth on a herring lake.
specifically chasing largemouth, targeting it. And if you watch a lot of the tournaments up here, sometimes they're one with a full bag of spots, but a lot of times
It's a mixed bag.
it is. And it's the guy that's got that kicker.
Yeah.
Got that kicker largemouth. And even on the electric only, like over at Latham, they got the spots. But if you can get that kicker, like that. So how do you, let's say, we'll use Lanier because it's close, but we're talking any lake with herring. You're going specifically for largemouth. That's your target species. Where does Foster start?
This time of year?
Yeah, let's go right now.
So I actually speak. The devil went out, was it 3 weeks ago this time? And I just wanted to go catch largemouth. So I ran up the river as far as I could until my boat wouldn't take me anymore.
No, we on Alatuna?
No, we're on Lanier.
You're only there. Okay, which river?
So don't worry about it.
Which
Yeah,
river?
we went up.
Don't worry about it.
Two.
No, there's 3.
Ooh.
Wait a second. Okay.
There's actually 4 you can run up. You got Ball Ridge, you can run all the way up. and catch
Okay, so
largemouth.
we call that a creek.
That's a creek.
No, that's a river.
Okay,
It flows into the lake.
we get what you're saying.
You got
Okay.
Ball Ridge.
It's not insignificant.
Yeah, you got Chesapeake, you got Wahoo, and then you've got the Chattahoochee.
That's
Wahoo Creek.
interesting.
Okay, so but you're south.
No,
south.
Rivers, dude.
No,
Those
no.
are creeks.
We're thinking Chestatee and Chattahoochee. You're
Whatever.
thinking major creeks. But
They
same thing.
all those flow into some form or fashion in either the Chestatee or the Chattahoochee.
but that
Baldridge is kind of on its own.
Yeah, Ball Ridge is on its own.
Originally, it flowed into the Chattahoochee River.
it did originally.
Yeah.
It was a tributary, but again,
Whatever.
Look at
you're
Chesapeake.
looking, but you're looking at big long creeks. So you're going
Yeah,
all
like
the way
when
to
you
the
can
back of
actually get into like some colored water off the main river.
that. So you're looking for stain.
Yeah, you're finding a little bit of stain. So I ran all the way up and just picked up a spinnerbait and just beat every single piece of wood, every single stump, every single like chunk rock that I could find,
Mm-hmm.
and just started throwing, making as many casts as you possibly can, trying to find something that's kind of flat and off the wall. We actually caught them pretty good. I think we caught like 16 that day. Best 5 would have gone like 16 pounds. I mean, not the best day just because you don't have like the giant quality of fish, like the bigger
Right.
quality of fish like you would in the spots. Because like when you get with the spots, you can get all your 5-pounders are going to stay together, all your 4-pounders are going to stay together, so on and so forth. And then when you get up fishing those largemouth, you're looking for onesies. So that one fish by himself, that one, 2,
Yeah.
they're all going to be on those individual pieces of wood by themselves because largemouth are super territorial. So you just have to cover a bunch of water and find out which pattern or which structure they're sitting on the most.
Okay, I got you. So now you're throwing a spinnerbait, looking for stained water. Any particular color combinations, blade combinations, stuff like that? Or you
No,
just-
whatever you're most confident with. I throw a double Indiana or a double a double willow most of the time, just because I can burn it faster.
So you're burning it.
Yeah.
You're burning it.
A double Indiana or a double willow. You
Okay.
can burn it the fastest. Cover
Okay.
the most water.
So when you go to any lake and you're doing this, that's what your first you're going to hit the
Yeah, that's my first pickup.
all the way in the back, or just basically working that entire creek all the way back.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start as far back as I can get, and then find the closest deep water access that I can, and starting there, and then keep on going and jumping and finding out where they're at.
Okay. All right. Now that's this time of year.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Ryan. What are you doing, buddy?
Right now,
Yeah, same thing.
well, I ain't been on Lanier in like 3 weeks. But if I had to go out there, which I will Sunday,
Sunday you'll be out there.
we're gonna go right now.
We're gonna go out Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah. So Tuesday we'll be going back doing the live fishing
Yes.
starting Tuesday morning, and we'll be on Lanier.
Yes. So similar to what he's talking about, except right now, if I was going to go say I'm going to go catch a largemouth right now, I'm not going to go as far up as I can go at the moment.
You're not going all the way to the back.
No, I'm not. No, I'm going to the back, but I'm not going all the way up as far as I can go.
Okay. Explain to the people
The
listening.
reason why I'm going to not do that initially is because there's one key factor this time of year, and that is bait.
Yeah, you're following
We're
the bait
talking about
back.
the herring here. Well, there's a transition happening on Lanier specifically, which is turning into like what Hartwell is and where like Clark Hill is and stuff like that. For the guys in Alabama, Smith Lake. There's a transition that's happening to where there's a lot of largemouth are really starting to, and as the summer has closed and we're in the fall, They are not really worried too much about the brim.
They've come off of that.
They've come off the brim and they're starting to look more into the mouths of creeks. Already start looking into some of the creek channels and the ditches and stuff like that, and start looking for the obvious stuff. Your brush piles around your docks that are on a little bit deeper water.
Right.
A lot of guys think, specifically right now, it's like it's cooler. It's starting to cool. The water temperature's starting to cool. We got to get up here closer to the bank. Not exactly on the near to try to specifically look for a largemouth right now. Not exactly the case is to be had for that. You're going to want to look in a lot of the transition swing areas. And if they got brush piles, they got blowdowns. Blowdowns are really key right now, especially ones over deep water. We're talking your boat, you're stopping your boat and your boat's in, 30, 40 feet of water and you're throwing up toward the blowdown and the blowdown's coming off the bank, but it's got real deep water out in front of it. Anywhere where right now where you basically, I'm looking for funnels. And as the
Pinch
thing
points.
is, yeah, exactly. So your largemouth by nature compared to spots are a lot more lazier fish. So they don't want to have to go as far to find their food, to find the forage. And in this particular episode, we're going to try to stay away from shad as best as we can. We're going to specifically talk about bluebacks. And this is just kind of my experience over the past several years when I caught largemouth this time of year. Say this all the time and say this to any of you guys that are watching this. When you catch a fish, it's never by accident. There's a reason. There's a reason behind why it's where it is and why it's doing what it's doing and why it's where it's at.
Okay.
So pay attention to the little details and little nuances.
Okay. I want to get Paul's opinion because you're coming from a little bit different angle being the kayak guy.
Yeah.
So you're going to be fishing a lot more structure.
Transitioning.
Transitioning.
I'll be there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you going into the kayak game?
It's cheaper.
You going plastic?
It is cheaper. It is cheaper. So let's just say that you live in the Baldridge area.
Yeah.
So let's say you go out in that particular area and you're going to target largemouth. You say, I want to catch largemouth there. That's a tough part of the lake. A lot of spots back there. How are you doing? You ain't got to give up those spots, but what are you looking for?
Probably my head. The first thing I think about when I want to target largemouth is what they want in their habitat that is different than a spotted bass. Because I think for a lot of the year, and guys catch them in the spring when they mix because they're pretty much everything's up shallow. And then obviously when you get to your summer patterns and I think your winter patterns lock in, they tend to split because they just have different wants. And so I would probably largely be following kind of Foster's plan, and I'd be pushing the backs of the creeks, be looking for those kind of first transitions, colored water, somewhere that holds a little heat. I always think of just trying to find a good ambush point that gives them everything they want in the smallest area possible.
I got you. Okay.
Access to food, access to water, access to warmth.
Okay. Let me, let's see, there's a couple of them. Let's hit Chase Key first up there. If you will pull up Mr. Chase's question right there. Would you say in the summer you would target largemouth more in the first hour of the day compared to now when you can target them more throughout the whole day? Because summer, really hot during the middle of the day. Now you'll target them all day long.
Hotter the better.
Now,
Hotter the better.
Yeah, so that's something that I have learned.
You can call your shots in the hot day.
Those afternoon bites on any lake, doesn't matter if it's got bluebacks or not. The afternoons and stuff after 12, largemouth specifically, they get because they see ass largemouth. Largemouth specifically really, really, really start relating to shade.
Yeah.
I mean, they really get
Do you find it more
water dissipates?
Do you find it easier? Yeah, I mean, it helps you to locate.
You can call your shots in the afternoon because like they're either going to be, and if you find a pattern, say like on wood, well, they're going to either be in the very back of the tree, like on a blowdown. Like okay, they're on blowdowns. They're either going to be on the very end of that blowdown, or they're going to be on the very back of that blowdown.
In the shade?
And they're going to be on the shady side or the non-shady side. You can call your shot to every blowdown you pull up on. If you find them on docks in the summertime, you can literally pull up to any dock that fits your pattern and call your shot. They're on the back left corner in a dock in 15 foot of water. Okay. Fish every back left corner dock in 15 foot of water.
Okay.
And you can call your shot.
There you go. Very interesting. Pull up Joseph Bennett's question. Can you guys verify that Allatoona has bluebacks, and when will we see these bluebacks around the dam? I
Yes.
don't. It does. Yeah, basically,
Foster and them, they're down there.
yeah. Foster's there.
Yeah.
So we had the biologist come into the shop and sit us all down and was like, they're established.
Now, are they bluebacks or are they alewives?
There's both.
Okay, because that's what I said. I've
So-
heard both.
There's both in the lake. They've been in the lake for 6 years.
Okay.
They're just now established to the point where they want to recognize it and say that they are in there. So they've been in there. And if you don't believe me, you can go back and look at like the Monday nights, Tuesday night trail, Thursday night trail, or Porco's tournaments. And between last year and the year before,
Weights are up.
the weights are up. I think they did the math on them. They're up like 31%.
Yeah.
I
Like
just look
it's
at the fish.
stupid. Like look at the fish. We
Look at
had
the fish.
Tuesday night 2 weeks ago a 3-fish limit tournament. It was 15.5 pounds,
Which is absolutely outstanding.
which is stupid.
for Allatoona.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I've noticed it just like when we do brag board on the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the condition of the fish that are starting to come out of Allatoona.
They look like they're from Lanier.
They look like they're from Lanier.
They look
It's
like
'cause
they're from
eating
Lanier.
good.
They do. And the striper guys have been saying they've been in there for a while now. We've been hearing that.
Striper guys probably where they came from.
They might be.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
striper guys are totally where they came from. But like even the striper
dump,
guys,
dump your bait tank in the
Yeah.
end.
yeah. Well, but the striper guys are not complaining because the striper are getting harder to catch.
Yeah.
Because
Ah.
they're more nomadic and they're chasing bait more and stuff like this, and like the fishing's completely changed on that lake.
Yeah.
Like the way you have to go after them and stay on them is so different compared to what it used to be.
Yes, Nathan.
The largemouth have gotten better than Allatoona too.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I've
Just in
noticed some
general.
difference.
That's from the stalking they did 3 years
Yeah,
ago. Also,
I don't
so-
think that was
Did
my
they give
next
you guys
question.
F1s or Floridas?
It's F1s.
So that was where I was getting ready
But
to go.
it's like a Florida Alabama mix
Yeah.
F1,
Well,
so it's like
okay.
not a full tiger,
So
but they're still good.
do you
Chickamauga.
do you think now bluebacks of course will change a lake by nature, of course, but do you think that Allatoona is such a different creature than Lanier? Do you think it will have the impact on Allatoona that it does on Lanier?
Yes, it just takes time.
Yeah.
Like Lanier,
It's not a
took,
light switch thing.
yeah, it's
It wasn't
not.
a light switch thing with Lanier.
No, it wasn't. Like when did Elwes or Bluebacks get? It's in the lake in the late
early
80s?
90s.
yeah,
Yeah.
like 89, 91,
Mhm.
92.
Somewhere.
We're
around
Was you even
Just
born
now-
yet?
No, I was
Okay.
99, baby. We're just now.
It's a baby.
The last 5 years,
Mhm.
Lake Lanier is as strong
Yeah.
as it is. Like it's one of the, and I'm not being biased because I live next to Lanier and like I fish Lanier. I love Lanier. Lanier is one of the top 10 lakes in the country.
It was
Spotted
it was
bass
the
lake.
crown jewel.
No, not
Are you
even just
talking about-
I'm just talking
No, you're talking.
by God, every other lake, it is a top 10 lake.
Oh, no,
It is the
it's a great
crown
lake.
jewel.
Yeah, I mean, look at
Crown
how consistent Lake Lanier is
It is.
from
Yeah.
tournament winnings,
jewel. I think it's
tournament
better than
weights.
Hartwell.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's better than Hartwell.
it was way better than Hartwell.
Okay.
But Hartwell's on the downside. Remember what Hartwell was
Hartwell's
back
on
in
the
like
downside.
what was it,
Yeah,
08,
I remember that.
013?
That
Like
was-
it was
yeah, that was-
stupid.
That was a different time.
Yeah,
Everything's cyclical.
yeah,
That was-
like
that was a
that.
like
different time.
Gunnersville is. Gunnersville doesn't have blueback. I'm just saying, like the highs and lows of the lake. Like 2013 Gunnersville, it was not uncommon, and it was stupid easy to go catch 32 pounds if you wanted to. It is stupid hard to go catch
Yeah.
30 pounds right now at Gunnersville.
Okay. So
I argue right now that in terms of Lanier, we've been climbing, and now we have reached this plateau,
We're at the plateau.
and now we're going to see how long this plateau runs.
before it starts
Before
going
it starts
down.
going off.
Okay.
Because it will one day, it will drop down. We just don't know when, but it will drop.
All right.
All lakes go up and down through it.
I don't think it'll drop anytime soon just because we don't have the national recognition compared to like Gunnersville, like Hartwell, just because we don't have the Bass Elites coming. We don't have Major League Fishing coming. We don't have anything like this coming. So it's only like the local tournaments like the BFL and stuff like that. So we don't have a big drive to come fish this lake.
We don't have the Chickamauga Gunnersville effect.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Hartwell effect.
we should stay pretty well for a while.
Okay. Pull up George Smith's comment, please. DNR came in last year and cut down a lot of trees to provide more coverage for the largemouth population. I believe that's what I heard, and I'm going to assume he's talking Allatoona.
Allatoona.
Yeah.
They do that fairly regularly,
Yeah,
I
I
think.
can agree with that.
Okay. So yeah. So now let me ask you this. And
Well, I mean, that's important for largemouth too, especially because herring have a big impact on like nesting success. They'll eat a lot
Yeah.
of eggs and a lot of fry.
That's what we hear. Everybody that comes on here when they talk
So
about
you
blueback.
need
Yeah,
that.
cover.
If you don't have that transitional cover to keep them safe, like they'll undercut your.
Mhm.
Okay,
But that's why they put in striper and hybrid and all that stuff.
That's part of why you start to get big fish, though, too, because you don't have so many mouth to feed.
Yes.
The ones that get big.
and
got a lot
that,
of food.
and Ron Swinford just made a very good comment too. With so much boat traffic, Lanier does get a little bit of protection in the summertime
That helps.
from that. Scratch fishing. Do you guys feel like the lips in Chattahoochee act different than those in Lanier? We caught. Let's see what he said. We caught a 5-pound lip in 60 feet of water on top water on Chattahoochee.
No, because of the largemouth that have been in there in Chattahoochee, their population. Chattahoochee is smaller, and the population of the largemouth on Chattahoochee has been far better established for a lot longer time than the ones that are like in Lanier right now.
Okay.
Because the largemouth on Lanier are coming back.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
coming back.
100%.
Chattahoochee, they never left. They haven't left. Chattahoochee.
Chattahoochee, Nodley, all those lakes like that.
Yeah.
So,
No.
give you a comparison. Go to Chattahoochee, try to catch a smallmouth. It's almost about the same as trying to come to Lanier and catch a lip.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's on that same kind of playing field. Like, there used to be a bunch of smallmouth in Chattahoochee. There's not anymore. There used to be a bunch of Lanier or a bunch of largemouth in Lanier, and there always has been a good population. It's just now you can see like
It's getting better.
they're getting
Yeah.
way better.
Well, I noticed a lot of the tournaments, especially those where the guys go up north, they'll come and win an entire sack of largemouth. You know, and some guys will target them. You know, Mr. Grizzle's pretty good at that. He's pretty good with them largemouth and stuff like that. You're
I mean,
pretty
we've done it
good.
twice already this summer
Yeah,
where
you-
it didn't have a spot. So.
Yeah, you're good. So let me ask you this. Now, do the Latham Reservoir over here, of course, 340 acres, much smaller, got spots and largemouth, but got bluebacks in it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go over there right now and they start busting top water, it's almost from what we've a 50-50 split now between what you're going to catch in these schools. The largemouth, and there's two types of largemouth in Latham, those that do the wood stuff, but there are largemouth now that are out schooling with
Yeah.
these spots.
Mm-hmm.
Are you finding any of that on Lanier or Allatoona or anything like that?
Yes.
You definitely
100%.
can.
100%.
But that's not been common.
no.
That's not common.
Last late summer, last September specifically, there was a lot of largemouth that were caught in the middle of creeks and stuff on schooling on herring, and there were a lot of largemouth that got drawn up on brush piles and stuff down the lake.
We're gonna make Nathan start typing your questions in.
I have a theory about that. I feel like since largemouth are so opportunistic, they see all these spotted bass studding bait and injuring bait, and they're just in there like picking off the spotted bass's kills.
Well, I would say that, but I catch them busting top water.
Yeah.
So it could be that. It could be what Nathan.
Well,
if you-
I'd agree on that one though.
Once they get schooling,
That's
though,
what
I think
catfish
some
do.
of them, it's just the cat and mouse effect.
Yeah, I mean
Where
that's what
it's like-
spotted bass do when stripers start
Yeah,
schooling
they
bait,
start one starts chasing bait,
and they have to.
and they just get riled up, and they just
Yeah,
have to.
they
They
have to.
can't
all right.
can't help it.
If you want to see what Lanier and Allatoona will start turning into, all you gotta do is go look up Lake Murray.
Okay.
Sure.
What?
Because
Okay.
I mean, on
Talk
Lake,
about Murray.
on Lake Murray over in South Carolina. I mean, when they initially done Lake Murray, they put two species of bass in the lake. They put largemouth bass and they put striped bass, and they had herring in there. And they didn't put spots in there. I don't know how the hell spots got in Murray, but the spots are in Murray,
Same way
just
they
like
get a lot
it's
of places.
everywhere
They
else.
show
they're
up,
like
yeah.
that.
Same way they get a lot of places.
Yeah, exactly. So you know.
Yeah, but Murray, you just go through top water all day and you
But
catch
Murray,
25 pounds of
you do
largemouth.
it just like you do for spotted bass on Lanier. You just go throw top water all day. The structure and the contours are a little bit different on Murray because they have a lot more longer tapered points compared to Lanier.
A
And
little
stuff
more of a
like that.
lowland.
Yeah, it's a little more lowland because it's below Columbia and stuff down there, right above, right outside of Santee Cooper, that chain up there. It's not too far from it. It's a little bit different of a scenario over there on Murray, but there'll be 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Murray. And all you got to do is go back and watch the
FLW.
the
Force
2000 or the FLW, or the biggest one is the I think it was 2009 or 2008, the Bassmaster Elite that Casey Ashley won on Lake Murray. He was on double fluke rig, and he was calling them fish up just like we do on Lanier with jerk shads and flukes and stuff. He was drawing them up. Largemouth.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, and that was the same effect that was going on over there on Murray. Murray's just been a lot more established because the first thing they did was this late when they made Murray, they were like, we put largemouth in here, and then they put bluebacks in there, and then they had stripers in there.
Did they put the bluebacks in for the striper?
That I don't.
I don't know.
That I do not know.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got another question, but before I get that, Ryan, I want you to kind of mention a little bit about some things that Lanier Baits has got coming up.
So Lanier Baits, all you guys that are watching know, Lanier Baits has got some fantastic stuff that is for this time of year to fish with. You got all the drop shot worms, all the fruity worms, all the tricolor worms. Got your Demiki heads.
It won't be long for that
coming.
time. That's coming.
That's coming.
It's coming.
Speaking of Demiki heads and speaking of Lanier Baits, not next week, but the week after next,
In 2 weeks.
LJ will be here.
Yep.
He will be here live on the show.
Nice.
And he's going to be talking drop shot fishing. He's going to be talking the Demiki and the ditch bite and stuff. That's going to be right here. It's coming here. It's going to be here
Before you know it.
before we know it. Exactly.
2 weeks from now, we're in the first week in November.
Yeah.
I mean,
It should be on.
That's game time.
It's going to be game time.
Yeah,
first
and
frost.
November 18th. I know I've been seeing a lot of guys making comments
That's
and
this
stuff about it
weekend.
on Facebook and stuff. November 18th, the hard swimmers, the magic swimmers,
The
will be
swimmer?
here. The swimmers,
The
swimmer.
they will be here. And for those of you guys who pre-ordered them, you'll be able to get them. And of course, we will have a selection of them here at the store at Fish North Georgia,
Absolutely.
in store and online.
Absolutely. And
So,
just a program note, you mentioned there in 2 weeks. Lanier Baits will be here in 2 weeks. Next
Yes,
week, we've
next
got
week.
Cast. We've got
Yes.
Ryan Hank and the
Ryan
Cast
Hank.
guy.
nice.
And
John Franco Corrado.
I like him.
Nice.
he is just a good
we get
human
Randolph
being.
up here too.
We might could try to get Randolph up here, but I'll tell you what, he's bringing me. Cast is coming out with a new 20 gram
Yep.
OG.
Let's go.
A little baby OG.
Little baby
Yeah.
OG, and I will have one in my hands next week. He said.
And are you allowed to say the color?
Go ahead.
Chrome.
Chrome. A Chrome Cast OG. So you'll get to see them. If they haven't put them out for people to see, we should get to see one next week.
That's exciting.
But one program note on that,
That'd be a good bait.
one for you guys that are watching. Hey, James Larry. Well, he was nailing some stripers. I saw those pictures. Next week's show is going to be on Wednesday because we've got to do that to accommodate their filming schedule because Ryan and them are going to be up. So, program note, next Wednesday will be the Cast guys. He asked us if we could switch it, and of course we
Yeah.
said absolutely. And there might be a chance that Mick from Australia, who is the big dog, we might be piping him into. We're trying to work all the details out.
Mhm.
as
Nice,
well.
dude.
So, anyway,
Are
so
you guys going to get to fish with them on Tuesday? Maybe
they're going up to Notley to fish. They're going to be on Notley fishing, doing some stuff. So
go chase them around a little.
that's right. So here's the question that I had before we did that. We fished Chickamauga this past weekend, and the only reason I bring that up is it's more of a river type lake. Do bluebacks do good in those type of lakes? Because that is a largemouth lake. We saw more bait than a human being could possibly see, but it was mostly gizzard shad and I guess just
Is there
regular
any
shad.
blueback in a river?
That was my question. Do bluebacks get it? Okay, Nathan.
Yeah.
Yes is the answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Virginia is a great example of it.
Okay,
So
so
which lake in Virginia?
It's not really a lake. They go up the so they're in the Chesapeake, and they go up the rivers in the Chesapeake, like the James River and stuff like that. So there's a ton of herring upriver in Virginia.
Okay.
Spawn.
okay.
Yeah.
But I just noticed I was thinking,
Well,
of course,
the Tennessee system
because
has them below a lot of
the
this, man.
spots that we got into
Well, that's because they have to.
were
have
little
deep water.
compared to Lanier and even compared to Alatoona.
But the majority of the spots that are in Chickamauga and along the Tennessee River chain, the majority of them are not the Alabama strain. They're
No,
the
they're all
Kentucky
Florida
strain.
strain.
They're
We're
talking about spots,
Kentucky
yeah,
strain.
spots.
Strain.
The
They're
largemouth
the
was
Kentucky
plenty healthy
strain.
if you could get one. It was tough up
Oh
there.
yeah.
They were plenty healthy.
Beautiful fish.
I was just wondering if just the bluebacks took to just a landlocked reservoir better than as opposed to a river type system. I guess that was my question.
I guess it'll all depend upon depth.
Definitely
Depth of
water.
water.
Well,
will
the
have a lot to
Tennessee
do with
system
it.
too. You got the skipjack to contend with.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got some
I
other,
seen
you got some
gizzard shad
other.
up there in Chickamauga that eat herring.
Yeah,
See,
seriously.
You got some
talking
other things like kind of in the system that would fill the niche that a blueback.
Okay, so
fills,
Ron,
you know?
Nathan, your comment, I think Ron said those are wild ocean herring. Yeah, so that would make sense. Jeremiah, I hope they make a chrome 40. The teeth marks from saltwater fish would take that finish out. Probably so.
How about this question from Joseph?
Okay, I didn't see it. Let's see. Is there a way to identify and differentiate those schools of between shad and
Good
bluebacks?
question.
Now
Negatory.
both of y'all can answer that, but I will say that I've been with Ryan, and you have said that's shad,
Yeah.
and you were doing it based upon just the electronics.
Mm-hmm.
So explain.
Well, that's true. You can do it.
You
that
can
way.
see it with
explain that.
if you see them on your electronics, you can tell whether or not they're shad or bluebacks. Shad tend to
ball.
ball up, and they tend to kind of not move too much. When you see them up on the surface and then in a little ball, and all of us that fish, we've all seen it first thing in the morning, where there's a little bit dimples and a little bit ball. Those are shad. They're moving real slow. Bluebacks, when you see bluebacks come up to the surface, the first thing that they do when they come up to the surface is go out of the water.
Yeah.
And they're moving. They are hauling. They don't really tend to sit still. And not even in the wintertime, they don't really tend to sit still.
Yeah, they're much more migratory than
Yes.
shad are.
Yes. And another thing too is that, and he said, and that's what he said, I mean at the surface. So like what we're talking about here. If you see, when you look out there first thing in the morning and you see bluebacks, you will see that ball of bait just going across the surface. It is just going.
V-wakes.
Almost
Yes.
like little bitty
And you'll
sharks
see-
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
exactly
You'll
what
see
Paul said. That's a dead giveaway too. If they're not right there underneath the surface, right on the surface, if they're just a little under the surface, like a couple inches below the surface, if you see little bitty wakes, those aren't bass. Those are herring moving.
Yeah.
And that's really one of the biggest ways to kind of differentiate
I have a
with
question
them.
that follow with that. So pretend I'm like pretend you're a guide, and I'm like a guy that charted with you.
So a noob.
I'm a total noob. If I wanted to differentiate lure color and size from shad versus herring,
Ooh.
color, what size would I throw?
You guys are going to be talking about that for a little bit. It'll be a good time for me to take a potty break.
We'll go ahead.
Both of y'all
in
can
general,
jump on that.
you'd go bigger for herring colored.
It doesn't. Really.
Yeah, they're about the same color.
Because you're moving it so fast. If they're gonna
Yeah.
be that picky,
The only time herring-
Well, that's
point in
it's a
catching
pure
them.
reaction for a herring.
The only time herring really change color is when they get injured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
turn black.
When they get injured, they turn this blackish purple green color.
Yeah, when they
Yeah.
start to die.
And the purple down their side on both sides really stands out.
Yeah.
It's almost like I compare it to the neon tetra, the little fish that you can buy.
Yeah, a
and
little
put
bit.
in the,
a little bit.
it kind of has that little
Yeah.
hint that going on.
That's, I know when you're striper fishing, that's how you know when it's time to get him out of the tank. You get
Mhm.
one turns black,
Black.
he's got to get out.
He's got to
Gotta
go.
go.
He's got to
over
go. Got to get a hook through his nose.
No, he's got to go.
Oh, he's got to go.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah,
I
he's
was-
gotta
I
go,
was
go.
thinking
He's
about
done.
letting
He's
see if we
done.
could get bid on him real quick, but I'm not a striper fisherman, so Corey said go
Go
Braves.
Braves!
Go Braves.
Now tomorrow we'll see. Hopefully we get the winner. Let's see here. I will say this. Dylan had a question, and all of us can sit here and answer this question real quick before we get back to talking about colors of baits and stuff to imitate herring. And it's not off topic, Dylan, not at all. You're new to this and stuff, and you're getting yourself geared up and get yourself situated. I just got me a new one. I have a Sims.
Ooh.
Yes, I just got me a new one.
You just bought the last one you're going to need for a long time.
I have a Sims suit now, and I wore it up there at Chickamauga, and I absolutely adore the thing. I absolutely adore it. Foster, you run a gill, do you not?
I do run a gill.
Yeah, you run a gill. Foster and I fished together a couple times.
Yeah, I run a gill. I absolutely love mine. Of course, on complete accident, I bought my gill the wintertime the wintertime model, so it's a little bit thicker. It's insulated,
Mhm.
so I can't wear it during the summer. Most of the time during the summer, I just take my shirt off anyway. But mine is
With
like,
your blue jeans? Have you
Oh,
started
yes.
wearing shorts yet?
oh, I still wear shorts.
Do you?
Sitting in those containers, putting away tackle and jeans is just not okay anymore.
Okay, good.
So-
you finally
We
graduated.
broke down and we got some
You've
shorts.
Okay.
seen the light.
He used to not. He was like straight. It'd be like 95 degrees out there. And he's got blue
Blue
jeans and
jeans.
boots on. I'm
You
like,
think
And I
that
do
guy
that
that's
fish.
wearing jeans to the beach.
mm,
Yes, I actually do because
mhm.
I hate sand, but I really like
funny.
my
Give me a notepad.
I really like my gill.
You gonna
suit.
draw it out?
Yeah, I just seen that question.
You saw that
Keep on
question?
going. Keep on going.
Yeah. So I don't even know what y'all were talking about. I picked the hell of a
rain
day
gear.
to
Dylan had asked about rain suits.
start drinking water.
I
Good
wear-
grief.
I wear NRS.
The NRS
And
suit? Do you like your NRS suit?
Nathan?
I like my NRS suit. I like the bibs specifically. I like the bibs.
Did you get the waterproof like submergible ones?
Yes. That's a necessity in the kayak.
Hey, did you see that we got the boots in? The NRS. Yeah, we got.
Oh, do you guys
NRS.
have the boots?
Okay,
Yeah, we-
yeah.
I need a pair. I need a pair of those.
Yeah, we got the NRS boots at the shop now. You need to come get a pair because
I
they're
do.
selling like
I do.
stupid quick. I never thought they would.
My old ones aren't as watertight as they
We're gonna have
once
to get
were
him a
after
microphone.
5 seasons.
We're gonna have to get him a microphone back there.
Oh,
One of these days, we're gonna have to invest in the producer.
And a microphone for the producer.
for the producer. So
Now that he's here, he gets to have a microphone. He
Listen.
never got me a microphone.
that's because he don't shut up.
I will say for Dylan, if he wants to go budget, it's hard to beat Frog Togs.
Frog Togs.
Frog Togs, yeah.
Hard to beat Frog Togs. on budget.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
getting
fall
ready
togs
to
are the
draw
one to
your
do.
picture.
But since you have the fall coming up, I think, and I'm not trying to say against like, do y'all sell rain gear? No,
No,
So,
not
yeah,
yet.
we don't sell
We
rain
fish
gear
naked.
either. Yeah, we don't sell rain gear either. So Tackle Warehouse should have some on sale. I started out,
Just put some Rain X on my.
yeah, Rain X on your
I'm
shirts and everything, and you're
body
good.
and good to go.
And
Oil
high
up, you
school,
oil up, Paul. You get all nice and oily and just let it fly off of you like the wind. Yeah, that's what
Yes,
I do.
sir.
That's what I do.
in high school, I started
I look
with
like a
my
Volkswagen
hook,
going down through the thing.
my hook rain
You know
gear,
what I mean?
and I absolutely loved it. And that rain gear lasted me about 5 years until I got too big for it and I had to graduate out. But the hook gear, for the entry level, I think it starts out at like $110 for the jacket and then $110 for the bibs.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Totally worth it.
Dylan, you talking about the Academy brand? I'll be honest with you. I have a set of Academy brand bibs
Bronson has them.
and the
The
jacket, and they work.
H2O.
Bronson.
I don't even know what they are. I just know I bought them at Academy.
They are. I'm
They're pretty good.
Sure I'm about
For the money, they're good.
I'm about 100% positive because Bronson bought a pair, and I had a set of pro qualifiers for 13 years before
Same
I got
factory?
the Sims. I'm pretty sure what Paul said. I'm pretty sure they come from the same factory
It
because
might.
they look identical.
Just put a little different logo in
Put a
there.
little
Yeah.
bit different logo,
and
on
it
there.
happens a lot to a lot
And
of
it
stuff.
change the
happens a lot.
price because
Absolutely.
of Bass Pro Shops. Slap that logo on there and say H2O, and
That's a
bam, $240.
that's a
I
$100
don't
logo.
remember the brand. I know it's Academy's
The
brand.
100
but I
mile
don't
an hour
remember.
suit's a good suit too, though.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing, Dylan, is here as you get into the wintertime is to get you a suit that keeps the water out and
Yes.
one that breaks the wind.
The wind.
Because the biggest thing is you can put keep clothes on underneath you and put your suit on over it.
Yeah.
Because then if you get a warm day, it's very easy for you just to take your suit off, take
You
your
can-
bibs off.
You can
Take
take
the
off.
hoodie
You
off.
can't put more on.
Exactly what Paul said. You can take off, but you can't put more
Well,
on
that's
if
the
you don't
biggest thing.
have
In the
it.
wintertime,
Yeah.
you've got to layer.
Yeah, if
You
you
gotta
layer in the
layer.
wintertime,
You've got to layer,
yeah.
and
Well-
I'll say too, you've got to go synthetic. Like cotton becomes the enemy.
Yes,
Yes.
because it
Serious
retains
cold weather.
moisture.
Yep.
So, like, that's the big thing when I was like learning how to fish and everything like that, watching as much as I can on that. It's
Wool
you've
socks.
got to
Yes.
layer because if you don't layer,
Yes, I learned
you
that.
wear something like way too big as like your top coat. You only wear 2 layers. If you get sweaty because you get too hot, then that sweat gets cold
Yeah.
and you're done.
You
Yeah,
take that
you're-
top.
you're
You
com-
take that top layer off, and next
and then
thing you know, you're
you're
frozen to death.
frozen.
That applies a lot to
Misery.
hunting too.
Yeah,
You go up
hunting,
north. If you
got
put too
to
much
layer.
up, especially you go to Illinois or somewhere it gets really cold and you're sweating because you got all these clothes.
Yep.
Then it basically just ruins
Starts
your day.
over, yeah,
it
100%.
ruins your day.
The synthetic, they're real popular
It's
with
like
like
Under
pretty much
Armour.
any place that
That-
you look.
The base layer.
That hoodie though, that
Oh, the AFCO one.
the I mean the AFCO one is good.
Everyone's got a.
But I was
reefer
just
now.
saying now
I don't.
the slick hoodie, not the cotton
My bad.
hoodies, the ones that they got that synthetic
Yeah, yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah,
If
like
you wear that
70-30?
one underneath it, yeah, the 70-30 stuff. That is, I've got I got a Phoenix one, and I put it on underneath my bibs and stuff like that, and I got a long sleeve shirt underneath it, and I don't need anything else.
Yeah.
because I'm pretty well straight.
Wind is the big thing. The
Wind is the
wind is
biggest
because
thing.
you can get wet, but then when that boat kicks up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that combination.
So I
is
went
not-
ahead-
Well, I mean, if you can keep the wind out, that's almost as good as a layer.
Well, I put
Yeah.
frog dogs on Saturday
Yeah.
morning
In windy
It
conditions,
makes a
Just for
big
that.
difference.
it's a
And you-
huge.
for our blast off.
And you probably got a lot to do with that because you can't exactly like go hide from the wind. You know, you might get in a situation where you got to stay in the wind for a little while.
I'll be
because
honest,
then
when
you're
it's
kinda-
nasty, I just pick my days.
He just picks
Like,
yeah, for sure.
There you go.
So Paul plays the smart card.
Like,
He's
I mean,
got the brains
I'm not
here.
gonna lie. I'll go out there early mornings when it's 20, 30 degrees. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
fish-
before the wind kicks up, though.
yeah.
What about
but
I
boots?
splurged.
I have the luxury of picking my
I
days.
splurged last year
Oh,
though
nice.
and bought me some those bamboo
Yeah?
synthetic leggings.
How you like them?
Game changer.
Yeah.
Like
Well, your
makes
throat
a
got
difference.
better there, Nathan.
Yeah, one more piece of advice.
Here, come talk to this mic.
Come talk to the mic.
Let me
Nathan.
just no. I gotta set this up. Earlier before he was upstairs, like I don't feel good.
I'm gonna give y'all a safety warning here. This is from my wife, who's an ER nurse practitioner. If you wear bibs on a boat, make sure you don't wear anything booted, and make sure you wear things you can get out of. Because if you have to fall out of your boat
Because
or
if
you
you go
fall out of your
swimming-
boat,
Yes.
bibs are one of the number one causes of angler drowning.
Them suckers are heavy.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
once
yeah,
they're full of
absolutely
water.
good point right
That's so
there.
you gotta have your PFD on.
So I don't wear.
Just cut holes in the knees.
Talking about boots. I don't wear boots. I actually, when it's really cold,
Flip flop.
I wear two pairs. No, I wear two pairs of
No,
socks.
not Randy Blaukin, huh?
If it's raining, I will wear some of my hunting boots just for the waterproof aspect of it.
Yeah.
But most time I'm in tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, even if it gets up 40, 50 degrees, I'm one of those guys that'll pull the shorts out after when it gets up past
Well, if
lunch.
it's raining and it's the wintertime and we have a tournament, I mean the Ariats come out.
Areas come out.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Easy
saying.
to kick off.
Yeah, absolutely like that.
Or just don't run your
And
camera
always
on
wear
high.
your life jacket.
Somebody
Absolutely.
scratch fishing mentioned boots. I think the biggest thing I did, I know for the kayak, I wear the NRS boundary boots, a neoprene waterproof kind of knee high boot. I paired that up with the Carhartt like extreme cold wool socks. Dude, that's a solid
That is the
combination.
biggest takeaway that I got
The
from
wool,
Montana.
wool
is
socks
wool
are
socks.
amazing.
Wool socks. Because
But do you wear regular socks under the wool socks?
No,
No.
See, I do because the wool socks get too heavy and they start like making my feet sweat.
Yeah.
Because my feet sweat really bad.
Okay.
So then I take the wool socks off like after the.
Ew.
but
first
even
and cold
if
day.
you have that, even if you have that sweat in
Hey.
the wool sock, though,
Hey.
you don't feel the same wetness that you do with a cotton sock.
That's right.
That's what all the guides would say up there. They said, look, you better wear wool socks because even when
Yup.
they're wet, they will keep you warm.
They'll still insulate.
If
Ryan,
they're
what
true
you
wool
wanna draw?
socks.
What'd you draw?
Back on topic.
Okay, here we
Look
go.
at me for the question of what they look like on a graph.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Okay. There,
so
right
I'm
there.
assuming
There you
the
go.
herring are a streak because they're moving.
The
Yes,
herrings always look like a streak.
This
to
is
the
what they look
movie.
like on your
This
sonar.
is a shad.
And you're running Lowrance, right?
Yes, I run Lowrance.
So they'll come up orange and red, right?
Well, mine's
Oh,
actually,
you can change
I
it.
actually like blue.
He
I
likes
do
that
blue.
blue
Well, you
color.
change. Okay, on like 2D,
On 2D, yeah, they're orange. Yeah,
orange and red.
yeah, orange and red.
Now on downscan, what palette do you run?
I run the Palette 9. And it's black and blue.
Okay,
He likes
see,
the blue
I
colors.
run.
I like those because I can see them good.
Yeah, I run. I think it's.
Dylan wears cowboy boots.
You
Good
run
Lord.
9?
What
You run
heel would
9?
make
Yeah, I
for a
think it's
long
Palette
day?
9.
If it
I
was
think
a
I run
big- a true
Palette.
pair of heel
I
cowboy
think
boots.
it's
Some
13
dark
or
colors,
14.
different colors.
There is. Yeah, I think I run like 13 or
Yeah.
14 where it's like blue and white.
Yeah.
And they come up like silver white
Yes.
when they're up. a little.
Yes. The biggest thing with DI is two, when you look at them too, if they get really, really close up to the boat, you can actually see the little in the ball or in the street with the hair, and you can actually see them doing this.
Yep.
Doing they're mini arcs. In there.
yeah.
You can
Yeah.
actually see them balled up.
That will be a good thing.
The
When,
shad are just like, bleh, and
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you got
Or
big
dots,
herring, I mean,
yeah.
a big herring
See you,
might
James.
be 6-8 inches.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
that
The
would
biggest
be a good
redfin
thing.
you've ever seen is still only about
Yeah,
that.
that's true. That when we get LJ on here in a couple weeks, see if he can kind of dive into that a little bit more.
Yes.
into
Yeah,
that. That
we'll
would
get- he does it. He has a good
Have
explanation.
them bring
of it.
images and we can put them up too.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah,
we
He's
can
going to. I told
definitely
him
do that.
yesterday.
Yeah,
so,
he needs a mic really bad.
He does, don't he?
yeah.
Now I can't tell you what they look like on forward facing sonar though, because I don't have forward facing.
On
sonar.
forward facing sonar, it's like, look, herrings. Oh, they're gone.
They don't stay.
That's right. Like on forward facing herring.
That's a blur. Yeah.
There's some bait over there, and it's
I'll
gone.
never forget the time we were in the back of a creek and I was on a boat with forward facing sonar. We was up there looking. He's like, "Hey, look, here they come!" They said, "Whoosh," and then the bass go whoosh, right behind them, and we're like, "Well, get out of this creek!" So everything just left. So
But you know, the ability. Now you got right there. You can say, okay, this is herring, this is shad. Now we can kind of jump up to our trip at Chick.
mhm.
There was no way in the world with the amount of bait we saw, at least on Jason's graph.
Now I
that
found
we
a school
could.
of gizzards, and I'm pretty damn sure they were gizzards on my graph.
Now, how was that?
Because they were all there was a bunch of arcs together, and they were suspended about halfway up the water column, and they were just like this. They're fast, but they were almost about half the size of a bass
Okay.
on there. But there was about 20 of them, it looked like, on the graph.
Crap.
And they were going like this way. They were going up like that.
It was. I will say this about
Crappie will stack.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like a
they-
vertical.
It'll literally look like.
And the
standing
only reason
timber,
I
but
say
it-
that is because any and all experience I've ever had with gizzard shad, not just with Chickamauga, but with like Gunnersville. Anytime I've ever seen gizzards with my own eyes, with my eyeballs, them suckers like whoosh,
They also
they're
move fast.
moving.
They're
moving.
super fast.
You're like,
once
oh my
they're
God,
out.
what is that? You know,
Yeah, you think it's a bass, you try to flip over to it.
yeah.
But we went over stuff where we would have been in 25, 30 foot of water, and there was bait from the bottom to the surface.
This time of year.
And your entire screen would just blow up with
Light up.
it. It was
See, so like
I've
this
never
time of
seen
year
so much
at
bait.
Chickamauga, you've got to fish like creeks with backwater, like water coming in and back to creeks. I fish at Chickamauga all the time this time.
There's
of
a
year.
great picture, great picture by Chase Key. He's got the forward facing sonar, and he's got it out there in the perspective side view, and you can just see the ball right here.
You want me to hold it up to the camera?
Yeah,
Well,
we probably should hold that up to a
you
camera.
can try to hold it up.
No, it's actually
There
tilted.
you go.
There it is, right
there.
there.
It is right there. That's in the forward mode right
the
there
perspective mode.
on God, what is that godforsaken technology? Panoptics.
In optics.
We'll just call it that. The
Mega-
godforsaken technology.
Mega
So as
live.
he's sitting there looking, right up here at the top, there's a ball, and the ball, they're stuck together, and he's sitting there looking at them, and they're moving. You can see as you look at it, and you can't really see good, but you can see the ball with the herring, and they're just kind of together, and they're kind of moving that way. But in the shad, and I don't think he sent me a picture of the shad. Yeah, so look, this is what I was talking about right here. When you see them on a down scan type deal or Panoptics, this is what I'm talking about. You can see right here, and I'll see if we can get it to see. But if you look,
Got it.
if you look really, really close in there, you can see the individual little marks.
Yeah, you can from
Yeah.
our point.
And that's
of
what
view.
I'm talking about with the down scan, where you can see in the ball, you can see the little bitty
So,
marks.
so you're saying that's
Yeah.
so you're saying that's more indicative of herring and gizzard shad because
yeah,
of the
I believe
size of the bait.
so. Yeah,
Okay.
Hey, why do you
and
think?
because of their nature.
Go back to this. Why do you think gizzard shad haven't become that predominant in Lanier?
I was
There's
going to
a
ask
lot
that.
of them, and there's a lot more in Lanier than a lot of people realize.
well, no,
I
I
saw it.
I know that too,
Fred,
but, like-
I saw a Fred back in
And for those
April.
for those of you that don't know who Fred is,
Fred's a blue heron.
he is one of our things we look for.
That's what I look for. That's the way I fish. I look for Fred.
oh, birds of prey.
Birds of prey.
Yeah,
Birds of prey.
because they're sitting there staring at
Fred
bait
was
fish.
up there and we were idling in this little pocket, and it was in April. We were
Oh, I remember
spinnerbait
this.
fishing,
I remember this.
and I looked over there, and I was on the phone with somebody, and I was like, "Yeah," I was like, "Hey Bronson, damn Fred over there, he got him a crappie." We were way up the hooch. We were above Clark's Bridge,
Oh, y'all way up there.
and we're like, "Hey, Fred got him a crappie." And as I idled closer, and I got to looking, and the fins looked weird. And then Fred goes with it in his mouth, and I was like, "Oh, that's a gizzard."
yeah.
Yeah, there's some big ones.
It was
in
that
there.
big.
Well, yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my side of. I mean, I got a big old head, and that was how big he was sitting there. And then he got rah, and took off. You know. So,
What did he say again?
Huh?
What did he say?
That's what they always
He
do.
does, he does.
For a pretty bird, they got an ugly voice,
Yeah.
They're not even that pretty
Yeah.
of a bird.
So Glaze,
and they got a lot to say too. You ever been close to a colony of them? You chatter at each other all the
I
time.
seen some fighting on Chick.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like wings out, and he was like, "Get out of here!" And they're like, they were fighting with each other. It was like, Bronson back there. He goes, "What the hell? They don't do that on Lanier." And I said, "No, they don't do it on Lanier because there's too much bait." I was like, "Well, never mind. There's too much bait in this lake too." After 2 days of fishing, it also.
well, see, and that's great. You know, Glaze just popped up there, and he fished with me up there. He's convinced we had gizzard shad biting swim baits and drop shots because we were
yellow
getting those-
bass.
and yellow bass. We were getting those. Oh, I mean, it was insane. You could run an
Could be
underspinner.
perch.
Well, we were in like 40 foot of water.
That's what they told us. That was what they were. It was called yellow bass up there.
Yellow bass. It was.
Yeah.
It
It was in the book.
was
remember
in the
that
book.
book?
It looked like
Look at
a. It
that.
looked like a
It
jaundiced.
looks like a perch, but
Like-
it's not a perch. It looks a little different. It looks like a striper that got
A little
Like
tiny,
it had
like a little
jaws.
tiny white bass, only yellow.
It looked well,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
No, that's a white bass.
No. It was. They call it a yellow bass, but it looked like if you can picture somebody with that yellow hue that's got jaundice or something like that. That's the color of it. That's what it was. Yeah. But we threw.
I was going to say
was crazy.
striper that went to the egg dyeing festival on Easter.
It could have been, but it was like almost like a bronzish, bronze color like that. And I will, and then now I'll tell you what was pretty cool up on Chick. Glaze wanted to catch a smallmouth, and they can be caught up there. Yeah, but he caught what we think is a meanmouth, a hybrid. So he brings away had the tongue patch and all that, like a spot and all that, but it was this nice brownish green color like that. It was weird. It was a cool looking fish and all that. But he is right. We threw, I don't know how many times we got that little rat-a-tat, almost like, you bringing your underspin through bait and stuff like that. But they were definitely biting on the end.
It would be like for me when we were on Sturgeon Bay, smallmouth fishing, and you're dragging your drop shot or your tube or whatever, and the gobies are constantly attacking your bait.
Almost like a horny head in the trout stream.
Yeah. You just feel him in there. You'll have one grab it, and he'll run about 6 inches, and then he'll drop it. And because they're not big enough to eat, but you're constantly getting those bites.
Exactly what Jeremiah said. I want to catch a yellow bass, but they're tiny. They're like white bass, but yellow.
that is a way to describe
it. In Jeremiah's eloquent way, Ron Swinford had the comment right there. I have seen 16-inch gizzards at Weiss and Chick.
I saw some 2-footers, dude.
Yeah, it was
them
insane.
Suckers swimming through that grass mat up there, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Rocky Mountain
has some gigantic.
And listen, them things come out of the water too. Me and Aaron Cole should have watched them one day. Yeah, no, seriously, crazy.
Big old gizzard, Rocky.
Let me jump on this real quick before we get on into the conversation. Guys, listen, if you're fishing in the Lake Lanier area, all right, especially down towards Buford Dam, and you want to get set up with tackle and stuff like that, you've got to go by Buford Dam Bait. Hey, move your thing. Look at it. Listen. I'm the good-looking one on here.
That was out, Dubroc.
Look at you, Dubroc.
Down a little. There we go.
Mr. Dubroc.
Goofy ass Cajun. Listen,
look, man, this thing's making me face.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Oh, we got this.
Go Tigers! We got basketball.
About $17 million.
We got a basketball. We got to open up the run game. We got to go to the closing plays. Go Tigers!
We were doing that today. We were pulling up videos of that guy today. I'm sorry. It was funny. But anyway, listen, now that we took care of the Raging Cajun over here and we got him out of the way, Mr. Forklift Certified Dubroc. Guys, listen, you ain't never, that's you from now. What are you doing?
Quit!
What are you doing?
Thigh slapper.
Thigh slapper.
We're so sorry, Buford Dam Bait and Tackle. So sorry.
All right, Buford Dam Bait and Tackle. I love you guys. Listen, seriously, though.
South side of Lanier.
South side of Lanier, right there.
Forsyth County side of Buford Dam Road.
That's right. Listen, I was up there today. Ryan and I went up there today. Listen, they got everything that you could possibly need if you want to get up there on Lanier to fish for stripers, brim, crappie, bass, spotted bass, largemouth, whatever. And if you're into the trout game, they got TNT and stuff like that for down below Buford Dam and all that. Dave and Alan and the guys, listen, they're great guys. They will help you with what you need. Okay, so that they will actually spend some time, find out what you're doing, and will help you. They're not going to say, hey, I got a $72 bait over here. This might be the one you get, and you're never going to catch fish off of it. They're going to take a personal approach with you. They're great guys. And, again, you can get them over there, 2595. Did I say that right?
2595 Buford Dam Road.
Yeah, 706-429-7211. Tell them the guys at Fish North Georgia sent you. If you follow us on TikTok, we've still got a few more recorded we're going to be putting out. We went over there and made a few. I think we posted one of their their herring tank. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool.
We ain't posted that one yet. Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. So the herring moves so fast. We're talking about how fast. They don't scoop them out with a net. They put that big screen underneath them and pull it up and all that. That was pretty neat and all that. But again, we appreciate the guys at Buford Dam Bait and Tackle. Hey, support your local tackle shops, okay? And Buford Dam right there.
And they're a good one.
They're a good one, and they're good people. And then you go right next door to that store and get you a biscuit.
Yeah.
It's a good biscuit.
Damn good biscuit.
And I've seen it on Saturdays where he's
got a barbecue truck been showing up there.
Yeah, barbecue comes out.
I haven't tried that yet.
I haven't either, but it's hard to mess up barbecue. I know it can be done. I know it can be done.
It smells phenomenal.
Go Tigers.
You do that guy good.
I do everybody good. What are you talking about?
You do everybody good.
Go Joe.
Do George Bush.
Huh?
Do some George Bush.
George.
Which one?
Which one?
Which one?
The Sun.
The Sun?
Yeah.
What the war on terror? we gotta get these terrorists out of here.
Have you seen the video of him fishing with
We caught largemouth bass.
yeah, with him fishing with God, who's the
I own the Texas Rangers. I had Nolan Ryan for a while. May have heard of him.
listen.
Back when I was governor of Texas.
Ryan Express.
You're good, dude. You're good. Yeah, that's funny as hell. Ryan is making jigs. Michael's been making them as fast as he can. He is. Bazilla World TV. Great topic, guys. I hear Clarks Hill is a blueback herring lake. Buddies and I will be there next week. Any suggestions on what to throw? It's our first time. All right, so they're Clark Hill virgins.
I love Clark Hill.
Well, talk about it.
I love Clark Hill.
Are you being sarcastic?
Dude, the last time
you got there on them 1.4, 8 pounders and be blowing all over your spook. And now I don't think it's like that anymore.
it's not.
I
The
think-
last time I went to
largemouth are on
Clarks Hill,
downhill.
the last time I went to Clarks Hill, I broke both of my graphs off the front because of the big waves that I had to run back to.
Well,
Okay,
Like
one
that
thing
lake-
about Clarks Hill,
That lake gets bad.
that lake gets bad. And
Like,
the
you
other thing
think-
about Clarks Hill,
Think Lanier gets bad? No.
the
go
other
to
thing,
Clarks Hill.
the other thing about Clarks Hill is if you get on a bridge piling or a riprap bite, there's about 1,495 bridges
That's true.
that you can fish on Clarks Hill. I'm not exaggerating.
Really?
There's a bunch of bridges.
I have never
bunch of
fished
bridges.
Clarks
Man,
Hill.
all these little country roads go like this all over.
And they all got bridges
Yeah,
and
they all
everything?
got bridges going over the lake. Clarks Hill is big.
Now,
it's
is it-
big.
Now, the bridges, are they low-lying bridges or?
Well,
Oh,
some
they're
of them
pretty
are-
high.
some of them
Yeah, I
are
mean,
tall.
yeah.
Some of them are
Is-
pretty low.
Is it the
and
Wahoo Creek Bridge or is it Brown's
There's a
Bridge?
It's
couple of
Brown's Bridge,
Wahoos,
mostly.
but most of them are all Brown's Bridge 53.
So what would you
stuff
what would
like
you
that.
throw? What would you do for
That
Mr.
lake is
Bazilla?
known for a football jig
It
bait.
is known for a football jig bite
And a spinner
then a dependent spinner bait. And then right now, depending upon where you're at on the lake, if you go way up one of the two rivers,
Buzzbait.
you can find buzzbait fish and
Say what, Bob?
frogfish.
4 Rivers if you're Foster.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you don't have a mic and you're behind the TV. So,
Oh,
The spots are starting to get bad on Clark Hill. So Neil, Neil Scoggins, our buddy. I think that's.
I
where
like
he
Neil.
fishes
He's a good
lot,
dude.
Is over. That's where he lives at.
But he
over
said he's
there
a
towards
buzz bait.
there. Yeah.
bad as in like going away or bad as in like
We
taking
did
over?
no go. I think taking over like they're getting bad. They're starting to get bad. I would say
Mhm.
anytime somebody says spots are getting bad, that means they're catching a lot of them.
Mhm.
That's like everywhere. I
Okay, so it's going to turn into West Point.
Yeah.
Spotted,
Well,
spotted
yep,
menace.
Which West Point is on the rise, and that's another herring lake. It's another herring.
But they actually, they stock the ever-loving daylights out of largemouth bass down on West Point. I see them with them stocking it all the time. I mean, they actually put some effort into it down there.
They do put some effort to it. West Point used to could go into the back of a creek a long time ago in West Point and go around and around and around in the spring and just not even leave the creek you're in.
I used to live in LaGrange
Yeah, so we
when I was young.
That's cool.
It was, but you know what the kind of fishing we did? We sat on the back of the dam and just where the spillway came in and catfished.
Yellow cats.
I don't know what they was. It was
Flatheads
like
and yellow cats?
18,000. It looks like them. Looks like those videos you see like from over in Asia where there's like 462,000 guys fishing in that 5-foot stream. That's what I remember West Point being like back in the day. He's saying there are too many and they're small.
Too many and small.
George Smith wants
Start
to know if we
keeping
saw Paul Marks. We were fishing, but we did gaze at his beautiful smile and complexion in the
Locks.
his locks,
Mhm.
and he was dead center in the promo. We saw that, and you said he must be in the top 5 or 6 because
Yeah.
you said the way that wherever he was fishing.
wherever he was like, yeah, he must be the top 10, top 5 or something like that because of where he was sitting.
And they
in the
had him
pictures.
front and center. He was the best
Yeah.
looking, and y'all can tell Paul we said this. He was the best looking guy,
Best looking guy. there.
you know, of the people they had pictured.
Little Paul.
But little Paul, but there wasn't a lot of competition either. Let's be honest. I mean, some of them guys
they
were kind of
fished against some pretty good. He was
no, not the fishing. We're just talking about looks, dude. Because
Oh,
Paul Jr.
true.
He's a cute fella.
Okay.
He is.
He fished. He
That's what
fished.
listen, my daughters are like, when's that Paul guy coming back on? There's about 4 or 5 guys that come.
Hey,
You're not one
Hey,
of
you
them.
got to give the fans what they want.
That's it. You know,
That's right. He
uh,
fished the open at over the weekend.
Yeah.
And finished top 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Crazy
so when we
killer.
were up there at Chick, we pulled it up on Facebook. Somebody had put, and the top 5 guys or 6 guys they had, going into that day, and Paul was dead center.
He finished 4th, George.
Is that what he finished?
Yeah.
Fifth?
Finished 5th.
He finished 5th.
Finished 5th. Brian New finished 4th.
It is very impressive, though.
Yes.
Very. He's a good angler.
Out of a
No, he's
2-week-old
He's a
boat.
trip too.
He
Out of a
is.
2-week
Sir,
boat. Sir.
Sir, I mean, remember that night?
yeah,
He called me sir like 42 times. Like,
I remember,
don't say
I
sir.
met him at the ramp in June, and it wasn't the same person. It looked like the same person.
Uh-huh.
He answered to Paul Marks, but it was a lot different.
Was it a little bit different? So he was polite here, is what you were saying. He was on his best behavior.
A trip. He's a good kid.
He is, and I like. I always like seeing him when I go over to OBT, which is another fine local bait and tackle shop here.
LJ's here.
LJ's here. We
and
gave
he's
you a
late.
shout out,
We already
buddy.
gave you a
Dude,
shout out.
we can
Talked
go to
about
Taco Thursday next week.
We can. Is it Big Earl's birthday? Big Earl's birthday.
And Jackie.
And Jackie.
birthday,
There you go.
Jackie.
So happy birthday, Jackie. And but Earl, I'd like to
Happy.
yeah.
Happy. How do you say birthday?
He said a word the other day when I was over there picking up FCN H2O jerk shads. I can't remember what it was, but it was hilarious. It was just the way we would say it was like totally
gargantuan or something
back-ass
like that.
backwards.
But Earl is, but he's one of our favorite Yankees.
Yeah, he is. He's from Rhode Island.
He is Southernized
In
now.
the Rhode Island Baseball Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Yeah,
Yeah.
so like that. He
He
beat
hits
out on,
dingers.
okay, so I guess so Paul Jr. beat G Man out there. There you go. So that's again it was impressive. Jingas.
No, Big Earl. He
I wonder
hits
if Big
dingers.
I wonder if Big Earl's forklift certified. We'll have to ask him.
I guarantee it.
Yes, right. So Jeremiah says West Point, Columbus is the best place to fish freshwater in Georgia. Jeremiah, I will say this. I will say it is a very good place. I will say this, and they've done a lot of work down there.
I mean, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
For shoal bass, too.
Yeah, no, it's that whole area is good. It's great to deer hunt too.
That's why he stays where he is.
We're having an off mic discussion real quick.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
What are we talking
Was it
about?
No, we're not going to talk about it.
We're not
going to
gonna talk
repeat
about
it because we don't.
We're-
go Tigers.
Being catty?
No, professional.
Back on topic.
Being professional.
What was
know
the
what-
topic? I don't even remember what the topic was. I know we're talking about largemouth.
So West
Aaron.
Point, Columbus is the best place to fish freshwater in Georgia.
Any freshwater
Negatory.
fish in the state, short of
Negative.
trout and walleye, can be caught there in a single day. That's true, but actually, pretty much you can do that around here, and add the trout and walleye.
Mhm.
I mean, you can catch Lanier. You can catch. We can't catch smallmouth, but you
No,
can
but
get
you can go to
shoals. and-
Chattahoochee.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You can go to
You
Chattahoochee.
can go
and catch
downtown,
anything.
man. Go to Palisades.
But I will say this:
It'll be
it
a
is
mud,
good.
but
It is definitely
it'll
good.
look like a
Jeremiah.
smallmouth.
All right.
West Point used to be
West Point
So
used to be
good.
the bomb. Now West Point.
so. We have a guy that comes in the shop, Mr. Burt, and
Mr.
he
Burt.
has a story from when he used to fish West Point all the time. Caught back in the day when it was like Super Six, Top Six, whatever in the club derbs. So it used to be you in the front and then you in the back, or a guy in the back fishing two completely. You were a team, but you'd have two different live wells.
Putting it West is Point.
West disappoint.
That's a great point. So guy in the front had 27 and a half. Guy in the back had 15 and a half. Guy in the back only was a 3 fish limit. Guy in the front was 5 at the time. Had 27 and a half, all caught on a trap. One in the back had 15 and a half, 3 fish limit, and he got beat by 32 and a half with a guy, by a guy in the front.
Really,
And that was on West Point in one day.
that's awesome. I was waiting to see how long it would take. Cooper's.
Funny guy, Cooper.
I was waiting to see Doug's comment. How long it took to get a 12-ounce sinker comment. I knew the lead comment.
We got weights and fish.
Have we said anything about that?
We have
we
not.
didn't get to.
We have
we
not.
didn't get to do the show.
We
last
chose
week.
not to.
Well, here's my take on that. Listen, when you cheat, you gotta be smarter. You gotta be a little bit smarter.
Well, they were pretty smart. They were cheating for 2.5 years, and they just know.
Yeah, but think about this.
they're pretty smart about
But I
it.
think they got greedy. I mean, I think they got really greedy with the size of the weights.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I just, they're just, listen, cheating goes on. I was trying, and here's the bad thing about it is every gas station we pulled into up there in Tennessee, getting gas, but it was always one guy that had nothing to do with fish, and they'd all come back, you got to eat weight and then fish. They would all say that. So it's like,
It's everywhere.
and
And the other thing about Chickamauga was, y'all here for the tournament? And we're like,
Which one?
Which one?
Yeah, there's like 800 tournaments going on.
That lake's so overpressured.
It is.
But you know what? But you know, I've always heard though that Chick has a reputation for people fishing right on top of you and everything. We didn't experience that.
Well, they weren't on the ledges very good.
Yeah, that's a
They weren't on the bluff walls.
Huh?
They weren't too many guys fishing the bluff walls either.
Danny Pruitt was.
I was, and I will tell you this: I pulled out the Lake Lanier. The way I caught fish was taking Lake Lanier to Chickamauga because that grass is the biggest bunch of BS crap I have ever tried to throw anything through. I'm not a puncher. I did not enjoy that frog fishing.
Intimidated.
I was not intimidated.
There's so much grass; it's hard to figure out which ones
It was
are good.
I
listen.
marked like 5,000 grass mats.
There's
like,
there's like-
hit that.
4. It was nasty, dude. It
They
was
were
like,
only
this
in
was like
2.
crap.
Oh, so you're not into teas?
I'm
Think
not
about
into
this.
that.
Not
But
into the
that,
teas.
that lake used to have so much more grass 5 years ago until they sprayed it and killed it all.
well, good. They didn't do a good job because that crap's everywhere.
You know, the back of like every single
Where'd y'all
pocket
put
up
in
there
it?
last week.
Harrison Bay.
I put in at Skull Island one day.
Well, the tournament went out of Harrison Bay,
Yeah, so the tournament put it in Harrison Bay.
which is a jacked up ramp. I could
That
talk
is
all
a
day about
great ramp. That's just too steep.
Well, off the
It
sides.
flips off like
Oh, yeah, that's
this.
a good point.
It's terrible. But
When you come out of Dallas Bay, right, and you come out to Main Lake, you jump the main channel. That all from there all the way up to the power plant used to be a flat of grass. A whole.
well, that grass
I
is
thought
that most of
it's
that
all
grass
gone.
is gone.
That's
That's definitely gone. But it was Michael. It's all about perspective. I'm not used to grass, but for me, it was terrible. For somebody that fishes grass and that knows it the way it used to be, it's probably not nowhere near what the grass used to be. But we pulled out Lake Lanier fishing with drop shot and a weightless wacky, baby.
Why would you go to Chickamauga and bring a spinning rod?
You know what? Because I caught fish on them. I caught 2 5+ pounders.
I pulled it out.
You pulled it out too. And listen,
Because I was
I'm
like, this
ashamed.
godforsaken lake.
I'm ashamed of you.
it was.
I was like, where are the 10 pounders?
I caught one. The
Sure,
first night of
I
practice.
understood there would be 10 pounders.
Yeah,
I was promised
It was
and lied to.
The big-
Promises were made.
the big fish of our tournament was 6+. Was caught on a whopper plopper on the guy's 5th cast of the day, and he did not get another bite the rest of the day. That was the only fish they weighed in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, and I caught the first day of practice one that was right at a little over 5 that hit. I hit with a weightless vacuum. I hit the bluff wall, and it went down 1 inch beside it, and that sucked it up. And then the day of the tournament, I was throwing a softy. Let me give a shout out to Softy Lures right here. They're morning dawn.
No.
They're morning dawn on a little.
We're going to get another run of PVJ?
I still got some, but yeah, they'll do it for me if we want to do that. Hit a bluff wall and caught what I weighed in was 5.3. But we drop shot. We did a lot of drop shot. Now Jason threw a lot of spinner baits and stuff, but they just weren't hitting like what everybody had told us. It was rough, And then the local said it was been fishing really tough.
Whatever you want it to be, LJ.
Is my show on Wednesday or Thursday? We got plenty of time to figure it out. So Harrison Bay is great on Chick. There are a ton of shell beds that a jig and a crankbait excel. Well, I tell you what, I had one
Hi,
fish,
farmer.
one fish on a jig, and that was it.
Not in October.
No,
Yeah,
that jig
it was-
bite used to be so much better.
I will
than
say
it is.
this. It was fun, but we fished.
I threw jig Thursday. And I was like, God almighty. You're done. Threw it down in the bottom
It
of the boat.
was, but that's the first time I ever frog fished. That's the first time in my life I've ever
Oh,
thrown.
really?
Yes.
You need to call Reynolds and go fish.
Well, yeah, but it was just not fun. You just throw it right there in a big pile of crap and hope something comes up through it. It was just not my cup of tea. Well, I threw it in the little holes and stuff. I wouldn't just.
Was the mat making noise?
Was the mat making noise?
Yeah, did it talk to you?
It didn't talk to you.
It talked to me. It said, "Get the hell
I
out of
found
here."
about
This
7
sucks.
of them that talked to me.
Well, how does a mat talk? Because
It sounds like Rice Krispie treats.
Bluegill popping.
I'm like, oh God, there's bluegill in this man.
well, I can tell you right now.
Yeah, but there's bluegill in about every mat.
I can't-
It's just where the fish are.
Actually, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at hearing, so I did not hear it. Jason might have heard some, but I thought it was the most ridiculous way I have ever
You've
fished.
seen
in my
those
life.
speakers on the wall upstairs.
Yeah, I gotta get it loud.
His hearing's shot.
It is shot. I grew up in the '80s, man.
Yeah,
Trevor
Edward
Van
Van
Halen.
Halen done took that away.
He did. My hearing was shot. Seriously. Will the top water continue through the winter since bluebacks are now established in Altoona?
So let's get back on. Let's get back on topic.
It's going to take a while.
We talked Chickamauga. To hell with that place.
I'll be there in like 2 weeks. I'll give you an update.
Back to Bluebacks. Well, you're going to go in 2 weeks. I thought all the locals there
And
were
listen,
like,
I could have checked. That's all.
all the people they were like, y'all 2 weeks too early. Y'all 2 weeks too early. And we're like, wow.
Oh God, it's the worst.
I was like, really? They're like, yeah. I was like 2 weeks too early.
October 20th
I would say the
till
top
like the
water,
end of November.
the top water.
Killer.
If you get bluebacks in a lake and the spots really take like Lanier, you can get top water action. They're going to blow up.
Well, I mean, we did last year.
Yeah.
I mean, we were catching them the day after freaking New Year's.
It stayed warm for so long.
Yeah.
Last year.
Except for when it turned January and it was windy every Saturday.
So, in terms of the bluebacks,
It was miserable.
on the top water through the winter on Alatoona and Lanier and Chattahoochee and places like that. Through the winter, keep a top water bait handy because they will come up schooling and they will come busting. They will come up chasing them and busting.
Jerk bait, good option.
Jerk bait's a really good option.
Spoon,
as
good
well.
option for that because
Yeah.
you can cast a spoon a mile.
Yes. Yeah.
You can skip a little spoon.
A sheepoon. Georgia Blade
Do you
actually
not
we got
skip
some
the
up here
little
that got the prism stuff on the side of it too. They come out.
I'm
Georgia
about
Blade
to
come
learn
out.
something, Dubroc. You go ahead and expand on
Drop
that.
some
Tell you after the podcast.
Oh no, you're not getting out of here.
Chicks
without spoon, man.
overrated, says Joseph. Yeah.
It's just been overfished.
It-
The
yeah.
little spoon, like the 2 1/4, like the wintertime dropping on them spoon.
Yeah.
Okay. If you take that when they're chasing like the little tiny bait fish they are this time of year.
Yeah.
Everybody else is throwing top water, swim bait, and stuff like that. You can actually cast a spoon, like you said, a country mile. If you can throw it on a high speed gear ratio and you get it up to the top of the water and you skip it, because like you were saying with the bluebacks,
Okay.
they skip, right?
Yeah.
And they get up on the water and they skip.
Yeah, I see
You
where
can
you're going.
skip a spoon the same exact way and reel it faster than you can a top water or a swim bait and stuff like that. But
He
it
is
can
dumb as
stay
he
down at
looks,
the same
isn't he?
time. So you skip it,
Dude.
throw it like a swim jig.
We're talking about throwing out in open
they'll
water.
Eat it.
I might can skip it
Yeah.
open water. There's nothing to hit.
Now, do
because, like, you can't-
Do you use that slap side like a jigging spoon, or do you use like a true
No.
like a?
The odds
Because the cup will do this and then like throw it out. You can't get it. So you
Okay.
have to have
Oh,
a
So
flat
it won't,
side.
it won't sit right.
Jeremiah-
Yeah, you have to
That's
keep
what
a
I was
flat
thinking
side
when
to
it
be
was, like,
able to skip
plain,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So you can run it.
That's good.
They'll eat
Good little
that's
tip.
neat, dude.
Jeremiah's got a pretty good question. At what temp do you start throwing your A rig? I'm going to assume 65 and under. I will say this: that's for most people, but I know some guys that throw an A rig year round.
Yes.
And what they'll do is they'll just lower it in the water column. I've seen them; they'll go down a little
And
bit.
they'll throw it all day.
They will throw it all day long, and
But
it's
my
some of the
A-rig
better guys.
my A-rig bite, I about 70 all the way down to about 55. After about 55, I kind of all of a sudden stopped getting bit on it. It's like really weird. But that's just me personally.
I don't
It's
throw it
just weird.
enough. I need to
Yeah.
throw it more. Actually, Scratch Fishing wants to know which spoon you're talking about. Now, are you talking about something similar to the sheepoon that Georgia Blade puts out, or any of those kind of lead type spoons? Or are you
Yeah,
talking about
just
a
a
metal?
little,
Flex it or
Yeah,
they'll
it,
flex
something
it.
like
Like
that.
as long as it's the size of the bait, say like the 2 inch. I usually keep it white, just something small that matches the hatch this time of year. The one that
That's
Georgia
a good
Blade
point
puts
there,
on,
kid.
the one that Georgia Blade puts on with the spinner on the front, you can throw it. Just the blade kind of, drags it a
But
little
would
bit.
you rather go without the blade?
Yeah, I'd rather go without the blade.
Yeah. If I tried to skip that, I would rear back and really.
No, it's not
No,
like
he's not
you're not
talking
skipping
about
it on the
skipping it
cat.
on the
Not
way out.
skipping it. Not
No,
like
you're
not like there's a
casting
dock.
it. Yeah, you're
Not
casting
bad.
it as far
Oh,
as
and
you
then
can.
reeling it on top.
Yeah, and you're skipping it
Because
across the top of the water.
thinking about trying to skip it. I'm like, I would hit that water at 195 miles an hour and go.
That make a heck of a noise
It
hitting
would
the
go-
pontoon
It
boat.
would.
Yeah, no. Don't
Okay, I
I'm
got
gonna
you.
live
Skip
and Dan's like,
caster.
I'm gonna skip this. I'm glad we elaborate that because we're gonna be live and Dan's gonna be like, I'm gonna do like Foster and I'm gonna skip a spoon. Wham!
And his reel would just go.
And we're out of this creek before we get arrested.
But I thought he was doing it out like in open water, like over a hump or something like that. That's what I thought you were talking about.
He's throwing it out there, and
No, you're making a 70-yard, 80-yard cast. And
That's-
going,
see, that,
He's bombing it out there.
so
and
you're
he
doing the
wants it.
Alabama shake kind of way you're doing it?
got to give it the Alabama shake.
You got to do the Alabama shake, like swim jigs and stuff like that.
If you don't Alabama shake a swim jig, you'll never get bit on one.
Yeah, Let me tell you.
Beg to differ.
Let's guarantee you I can go behind you or in front of you and give you an Alabama shake, and you won't, and I'll catch more fish.
But no, okay, catch more
You
fish.
said will not get
Will not
bit.
catch fish.
That's different.
That is what you said. So we got to get
Whatever.
Okay, but I know what you're saying, because I will say this, because I suck at that Alabama shake because I'm old and my hands go numb, so I just reel that joker. My hands go numb.
Throw a slobber knocker then or something
Slobber
else.
knocker.
but-
Okay, I got you. But that is,
Swabanoaka.
but that, you know what,
Slobber.
that is a really good tip that you just gave though, with a spoon like that. So
Yeah,
that is a little
sharing
bit of juice.
that.
That
You're
is
welcome.
good.
I've been saving that in my back pocket for a while.
What are you throwing that on? What combo?
I throw mine on my spinnerbait rod, so it's
Oh, wow.
You got to go with a really
You're
fast reel.
launching that
right?
thing then.
Oh, yeah, like-
We said
17
70 yards. So I mean, yeah, you're
I
chucking.
mean, you
it.
want to make it a far cast.
Absolutely.
I throw it on 17-pound test, so you can just boat flip them because you don't have time to mess with fish. So 17-pound test, boat flip, 4-pound spot.
Boat
On-
flipping. When you boat flip, you go say, "Go Tigers."
Go Tigers. It's an old GLX. It's the amber ones. They don't make anymore. It's a 7.1 medium heavy moderate.
Let me ask.
Ooh.
Let me ask you this. What do you think about a scrounger head? Because I threw a scrounger head.
Farmer in a comment.
No, but listen, no, I threw a scrounger head,
Scrounger.
and what I did was I downsized my fluke on the back of it to Trickster's little bitty one,
Mhm.
and I got bites on that. The big one I never got bit on, but just the action and the wobble. I mean, what's
I
your
got
opinions
into
on that one?
the scrounger head really big 2 years ago when throwing or on Eufaula, just throwing it on the ledges and stuff like that because it's not as harsh or as aggressive as every other bite that's on the ledge.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to come up here to Lanier and really like hone it and like try to put it in my arsenal of like baits I could throw, and I never really got bit on it up here, so I stopped throwing it. So I don't.
Okay, I was just
don't
curious.
throw
I
It's
was
a
just
good
curious.
bait for these herring legs.
That's
Back
what-
on topic.
Back on topic, yeah. So,
But
but
an underspin you can throw just the same.
When
and
you're-
But that was
when
my-
you're not throwing on these herring legs. You don't throw a what the hell are they called?
Scrounger?
Scrounger. I wanted to call them a pulse jig.
A pulse jig? That's good
the-
branding.
Yeah, yeah, farmer.
That's product placement, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, wait. I
Pro
could.
Snappers
no,
got pro.
well, to what you're saying is because we call them
Just like every elite
farmer.
pro.
I was trying to explain what it was to Jason, and I couldn't remember scrounger head. So I pulled up Pulse Fishing, and they call pulse jigs. So I said that ain't
Yeah.
what. I actually had to text
The
farmer. like, what do you call
category
that thing?
underneath.
Is
Yeah.
scrounger. So like
but
that.
anyway, but for these herring lakes, it's really, really good, especially when you get around bait, but around the herring when they're eating on herring. That's how this big.
when you can fish the big fluke,
When
and
you can
stuff.
fish the big flukes and stuff,
Right.
It's really, really, it works really, really well.
Great
You're
bait
not
on
going to get a
Nautilus
bunch of
too.
bites on it.
No.
You're not going to get a lot of bites on it, but when you do get a bite, it's net. There's no like,
There's no
Yeah,
boat
it's
flipping
him.
them.
huh?
No
It's
boat
him.
flipping those
You can
Wow,
boat flip,
you
it's a
can
single
boat
hook.
flip them, but I mean, I'm just saying in general,
in general.
Net.
It's a worthy fish.
it's a worthy fish.
It's a worthy
Good
fish,
one.
which I want to take a quick second here to shout out Rachel Collins at 400homes.com. Guys, if you're in the real estate market, Rachel is the agent for you. She's still actually, I want to say something too in case she watches this. Rachel's actually having some back surgery here in the next month or two. So we want to make sure that we keep her in our thoughts and prayers like that. Anytime somebody messes with your back, we have a lot of guys that come in here, especially the guys that like to watch that live fishing up front with the Panoptics and all. They're all hunched over and all that, and they're all talking about how bad their back hurts and all that. But we love
That's
Rachel.
called tech neck.
Is it tech neck?
Yeah, it'll be a thing in the next 3
Is
years.
that what it is? Seriously though, but
It'll
Rachel,
be a thing in the next 3 years.
yeah, well,
No, negatory, Ghost Rider.
but I want to let Rachel know that we're thinking about her, and still she's going to be working through this, guys. So again, if you're in the real estate market, Rachel at 400homes.com, give her a call 770-310-0599. Tell her the guys at Fish North Georgia sent you, and hey, again, she's one of us, and anytime one of us.
Whoa.
Rachel, I'm sorry about that. Foster flashed me right there off camera, and it kind of startled me a little bit. So
Bigger else is worse. Bigger else is
I'm,
worse.
I'm glad the camera's on Danny.
It's the only reason I did it.
there are some things that should not be allowed, and grown men doing that should be one of them.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Good
Yum
Lord.
yum.
Yum. There you go. That was not yum.
Talking about that though with back surgery, Also, want to give a quick little shout out to Dane Hunter. He's on the mend.
That's
He had
right.
Successful back surgery.
Outstanding.
Finally.
125.
We-
Finally.
We missed
Outstanding.
Dane. We missed Dane.
You know, we missed Dane.
And I know he's going stir crazy
he is.
because he can't fish.
Good excuse to get him down here on the show.
We need to do
Well,
that.
he's
So,
got about 3 more weeks before he can get out and move around.
and one of our buddies, Keith White, in the electric only world, he just had some
He just
successful
had
back
successful
surgery.
back surgery,
See, and now listen, now those guys though are not Technic or whatever Foster called them like that. That's just part of getting old. Not you, Rachel, but Dane and what did Dane do?
He tried to. He was ripping up some trim or something.
Yeah,
picking
so
up some
listen,
trim.
we got to take
He's
care of
like, my
ourselves.
back.
We got to take care of ourselves as we get older, right there. We're not all young and doing dumb stuff like Foster over there off camera and stuff like that. So, but anyway, all right. So back to the original topic of largemouth bass fishing. If you're going out tomorrow, what bait are you throwing? Now, you going to stick with that spinner bait, Foster, that you were talking about? Or you can go get the old man jelly worms out. What you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a 13-inch
You
jelly
throw that
worm
13
and
they
red
got them at
shad.
the Walmart.
Plum.
Red shad and
Up in Dayton,
plum.
they had those. That's the biggest worm in the history.
I'm
Look
gonna
at
throw
that.
It probably would get bit.
a 3/8 with a bead underneath it and clack it every. No, I'm playing. Probably a buzzbait and a
I was
spinnerbait.
going to say buzzbait.
Yeah, buzzbait and a
Buzzbait
spinnerbait
right now
all
would
day.
be
I
good.
probably got to throw a buzzbait like all day.
Yeah, 90% of the day I go
Yeah.
throw a buzzbait.
Yeah.
Not you. I can't believe you would throw a buzzbait all day long. And I'm being very sarcastic right there with that comment. and
Do
all
you
that stuff.
skirt or no skirt on your buzzbait?
I skirt my skirt. I skirted them most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
You like a skirted buzzbait?
Yep.
Why?
I've caught thousands of fish on a skirted buzzbait.
See, I absolutely hate a skirted buzzbait.
Well, tough luck.
Well, you throw a toad on the back of it?
Throw a toad.
You throw a toad.
You trailer hook too, or
Oh, no.
Ryan?
Who throws a trailer
I
hook?
always throw a trailer hook.
Ryan throws a trailer hook.
I've won
He's got-
money.
listen,
I've won money
listen,
on buzzbait.
Ryan's got a trailer hook
Simply
on his
because I
trailer
had a
hook.
trailer hook. on it.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Okay.
You don't throw them?
No.
Why?
It's super hard to get a trailer hook out from under a dock on a buzzbait.
Well, see, I'm throwing double blade.
What about the
I
honey
throw,
toad?
I throw a single painted blade buzzbait with a toad. And skip is
What's your buzzbait?
it's a Buddha bait.
Blueback.
Buddha bait made out of Florida or
Mine are
Lake
custom.
Seminole. They're not. Yours are,
Mine are custom.
but I skip mine as far as I can. And
Mine are basically MFFB or MFBs.
I say you make,
MFBBs.
is that something you roll your own on, Ryan?
Huh?
Do you make your own?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
No, he don't make
Maybe.
no.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
They got the float things.
Yeah.
Or whatever you call them
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
floats on.
Jeremiah says buzzbait and jig. Buzzbait for topwater early and jig because it's the undisputed champ of bass fishing.
I mean, he's not wrong.
You're not wrong.
You can't. I mean, with all
I did
things,
scold Brian for not having a trailer hook. I was like, "You're throwing a trailer hook." What's wrong with you?
he does. He is big on trailer hook. Is there? I mean, do you put a trailer hook on anything or adjust your hooks at all on any of your baits? Anything like that? Like, I mean, you like Ryan? Ryan is like religious when it comes to changing hooks out from the package and stuff like that.
some of the baits,
And that goes
depending
for
on the
you, Paul. You can
brand,
answer that too.
like depending on the
Yeah.
brand, I have actually become a very firm believer over the past 2 weeks of the Fusion 19 hooks,
Ooh, yeah,
That's the
those are
Berkeley.
the Berkeley ones.
great. Those are
Yeah.
Like
great-
at
great.
first, I thought they were like complete trash. Like,
They're
okay,
not.
Berkeley made them, they're mass produced, whatever. Went
They're
fishing
not.
with them over like the last couple of weeks, like playing around with them.
They're
I-
freaking mustard.
I accidentally turned into a diabetic from how many times I pricked my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Love the Fusion 19 hooks. Like super sticky, stay
Yeah.
sharp. Like they don't bend out. They are the hook. Like if I'm probably more than likely going to change all my hooks to Fusion 19.
There you go. That's a good thing. What about you?
It depends on the bait. I know with a lot of my jerk baits, like I fish a lot of mega bass, and those are pretty solid out of the box. But they go downhill quick, and then I'll lean on owners.
On owners, okay.
Which owner?
Ooh,
Ooh, are you a EWG or a straight shank?
we're around.
Or a round? Yeah.
You know, I've got a bunch
I'll
of
get
both
to that
floating
question.
around.
Pull that
I've-
question up.
Yeah, I was.
It's probably blasphemy. I don't know if I've ever seen a strong, if they eat it, I don't know if I've ever seen a strong like correlation one way or the other.
yeah, neither.
If you're getting a real serious bite,
Yeah.
you're going to hook up.
Here's a good question. When would you decide to throw a chatterbait versus a spinnerbait? Now, Ryan's going to throw spinnerbait 99% of the time anyway.
This time of year, on any of these herring lakes, spinnerbait.
Spinnerbait.
And why is that? Why is that, Ryan?
Anytime I got some wind picked up, especially, even when there's no wind, but when there's no wind, I'm going to wake the thing. I'm waking it.
I think it's yeah. I was going to say I think it becomes a question of speed.
It becomes a question.
A herring is a fast-moving animal, and chatterbait can only really go so fast.
So then, when do you go painted? When do you go painted blades?
Painted blades only
wind or no wind
light,
or low light?
Only in low light conditions. So if we got a full cloudy day and some wind or a little bit of wind or whatever, a bunch of wind, little wind, low light conditions, I throw painted blades. Sunny conditions, I always throw either double silver or one gold, one silver.
See, I go no wind painted blades, and then when it's cloudy, I throw silver.
Interesting.
Just because when it's that bright, I throw the painted because it reflects a little bit like the flake on them. But I'm waking it the same thing. They can see it. But in the cloud condition, that little bit of like spark off from the sun just that extra drawing power.
Okay.
So you want me to tell you what Ryan Coleman told me?
What's going on?
Ryan Coleman told me years ago that the purpose of painted blades on the mini me spinnerbait specifically is for low light early morning conditions. And then you cut that thing off and you put another one on.
Now, when you say painted, you're still sticking with the white with a little gloss in it. You're not getting into like the chartreuses and
the only time I'll throw white and chartreuse painted blades is if we got a mud line.
Yeah, like
February, April. We got a mud line, or the boat traffic gets up crazy. And they've got like a serious mud line, and the wind's blowing on this point, and you're like, gotta get over there to it.
Do that again.
Gotta get on that thing. Gotta get on that thing.
See, the only time that like I go spinnerbait to chatterbait is watercolor. So when it's like blown out chocolate milk, looks like Wahoo had a recall on all their chocolate milk and they poured it in the lake.
That's funny.
Chatterbait.
That's funny.
But when it's not like that, it's spinnerbait.
Interesting. See, I despise chatterbait anyway. But that's just me.
But all right, Paul.
I may change my mind.
I got a question though with the blades and all that because you fish a lot of rivers.
You can skip a chatterbait way better.
So the water conditions are going to be a lot different on some of these rivers you fish. When do you? What's your blade combinations depending on the river quality?
Stain water, I usually go painted.
Now painted, we're talking about white, or are you bringing out the chartreuses and stuff?
White.
Okay, whites. Okay.
In general, river fishing, I feel like is less about pulling that fish to you and more about taking the bait to the fish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more target specific.
So you're trying to get that reaction bite there on it.
You know where he's going to be. Like, you just got to put it in front of him and make sure. So I think it's more about you want to have the thump to get his attention, but really you're trying to land that bait right in his kitchen where it's a little less important what you're throwing and just where you're putting it. It's more of a presentation.
Okay.
Gotta remember, biggest thing with muddy water is the fish always stick tighter to whatever cover they're sitting at.
Yeah, like right here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They got their nose in.
Yeah, his kitchen's a lot smaller in that mud. Like, he ain't gonna move.
What about Ron's comment right there? I like chatterbaits for largemouths, not so much for spots. What do you think about that? You can catch them on it, but far less than the spinnerbait.
It's personal preference.
Now, I will say this: me, you, and Glaze were out on Lanier, and he pulled out that spinnerbait and thrown it on a rocky point, and he caught a couple. You remember that time we were out? But they were spots.
Yep,
they were spots. I guess, but now the spots were shallow.
They'll eat a spinnerbait just fine.
George Smith.
Would you agree that a largemouth is more a lateral line feeder than a sight feeder, like a spot?
Yes.
And so, if you want to pick up, like, compare the two, say
that again, so in case somebody missed it.
So a largemouth is more of a lateral line feeder than a sight feeder compared to a smallmouth or a spotted bass. That being said, lateral line feeders is all vibration. So that was where your chatterbait would come in, because a chatterbait throws off 10 times more vibration than a spinnerbait.
So it's more interesting to him.
Yes, it picks up his.
Yeah. So if
would you agree?
About the lateral line?
Yeah, like a
Yes.
largemouth.
Okay, so
line feeder.
okay, and I'm gonna show my inexperience here. But with that said, if it's all about the lateral line, why are you not throwing Colorado blades more than your willows?
Depends on watercolor and time of year.
Could be simple.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you said
Water temp more than
water
anything.
temp has a lot to do with it.
Because if I wanted like cold water temp, didn't mean to cut you off, but like cold water temp, I want to throw a Colorado because I can reel it slower.
You're exactly
Yeah.
from what I would exactly say. So yeah. I mean,
so you go your blade more so with the water temp just
Yeah.
for that. It has nothing to do so much with the thump, unless you're fishing it at night.
Also cover too. If I'm throwing a spinnerbait and heavy cover, I'm throwing willow blades because it comes through better.
Okay, that makes sense. But I was just because the lateral line. I mean, that's an interesting comment right there. Which
rod tip.
Yeah, just every turn.
Chase Key chatterbait over spinnerbait
That's
when
a
you
good
know
bite right
the
there.
brim are up on the bed with a question mark.
Neither buzzbait.
horny toad.
Horny toad on a
Horny
buzzbait.
toad or a black buzzbait.
Okay, so he's got
Black horny toad on a buzzbait.
he's got a question
I don't
mark
think
on the end of
black.
that comment. So I guess he's
White.
asking.
There's only one color.
I'll go chatterbait in that situation.
Now, would you go more with the green pumpkins and stuff like that, though? If we're actually trying to mimic
If
brim?
you're mimicking brim,
I'll
you're
go-
mimicking brim.
Chatterbait, but hobbit.
Brimeth.
Okay,
Just
I
throw
got
a
what
jig.
you're saying. You're more jigging it.
Swim
A
jig.
Chattahoochee jig.
A Chattahoochee jig.
I was
There you
gonna get
go.
there. I just
Yeah, absolutely.
Shameless plug.
Hey, that's okay. This show is
You like all the
about
Bassmaster
shameless
Elite
plugs.
pros? I want to thank my Yamaha skater for running me all over down this lake. Oh yeah, every single one.
Shameless plug. Here you go, Foster. Shameless plug yourself. Let's go.
There you go.
By Chattahoochee jigs.
There you go.
That's all you got?
We got them here.
That's all
Hey,
we're gonna get.
we got them here at Fish North Georgia on the website and all that. And you can buy them in many of your good local stores around here.
Spotted green shiner.
Spotted green
Spotted
shiners.
green
are good.
shiner,
good one.
green shiner. They're all
Money,
folding money.
Not
Yeah.
the. I still.
Folding money is still an exclusive. You can only get it at my website.
Well, what? Okay, so www.
www.chattahoocheejigs.com.
There you go.
You can go on there and actually build your own jig too. So I have a build your own tabs. You can go in there, go through all of the 219 skirt tabs that I have, pick 3 different colors, pick your head size, pick what style of head you want, and I'll tie it up and ship it to you. Usually shipping's within 2 days.
There you go. Good job.
Nice.
He does. I will say this. He does a very good job when I say, hey, I'm out of a jig color. Unless I can't get down there to them. I mean, but you get them built pretty quick.
Yeah, it's usually 2 days
so,
turnaround.
So that is good. Blueback herring is a good color. Z-Man has a new mini chatterbait I like a lot. I just don't know.
Maybe this is just me. I have trouble buying into small versions of bigger baits.
Now I will say that
Everybody
except for what
It's the Mini Max.
you brought us up here. We got a big box of new baits.
Mhm.
Tell everybody a little bit. We're gonna have them on the website and in the store tomorrow. But what did you bring us?
So Berkeley came out with their new. Which one do you want me to start
You
with?
just go, buddy.
Okay, so they came out with their new swim jig. It's their power swim jig. So that would be with all of their. They have that power bait max scent in the skirt material itself. It's a tied swim jig. Has a giant hook in it for what it is. It's 2 sizes. Comes in a quarter and a 3/8. It's 18 different colors. You've got those that just came in. You've also got the new Power Blade from Berkeley.
This is what I was getting.
Yeah, the spinner baits that just came out with the Power Blade, so it has the power scent in the skirt. Also, I think you've got it in 3 different sizes, is what you've got.
I did, yeah.
You've got it in 10 colors. Up here, they're super cool.
Nice.
We've got a couple of different ones in 3/16 for all y'all like farm pond fishermen. You've got it in a bluegill spawn, a white and chartreuse, single blade, small Colorado. And then you've got some of those bigger ones. You've got like a hot coleslaw, a white and chartreuse, and I think I brought you a pretty one, which is like a purple rain
This
kind of
is
shag
you know what's
color one.
nice. You know what's nice about having a salesman.
I already like the sound of that one.
Yeah, it's a super cool
Well, you
color.
gotta say this is what I thought. I said,
Spotted
Foster,
bass and purple. Man.
I said, pick me out 10 colors. I said, just pick me out the colors at work. I didn't even have to choose them. I said, I trusted him. I said, just pick me out the colors. But the thing, this is just going off on the comment about going smaller. The spinnerbait that you had up there, that's one size smaller. Talk about that one.
That 3/16.
Is that the 3/16?
Yeah,
the single blade.
the single blade, the
Mm-hmm.
farm pond blade you want to get. It's Looks like the old, what's it, Strike King, the one that they used to make.
Strike King used to. I don't remember the
Pond
name.
Magic.
The little one, the Pond Magic.
Booyah.
Mini.
The mini. Yeah.
The
Booyah
mini
Pond.
blade.
Is
or
that,
whatever
is
they
that a
used to call it.
booyah?
It's Booyah Pond Magic.
Would
Yeah.
you run a trailer hook on it?
Always.
Always, even on the little bitty ones.
Hell yeah.
Does
All
it
right.
not? Okay, we'll get into that.
He
later.
does. And then you brought. But what was the new Berkeley bait?
Then there's 3 new Berkeley baits in the crankbait and the hard bait section that they came out with this year. So they came out with the new, I bet you a lot of guys have really asked for it, especially around here. They finally came out with it. It's the clicking frit side. So this one actually now has rattles in it. And they came out with 2 new colors in that. They came out with it's a firetail green crawl. So it's your matte green with the orange belly and orange tail. It's just such a good color.
I liked them the second you showed me. I went,
Yeah, they came out with those in a
We might not
5 and a
sell those.
7.
I might just fish with them.
Yeah, they came out with it in a 5 and a 7. So, and they have rattles in it. Super cool. And that clicking comes out in all of their colors.
That is gonna.
And then they added a couple new colors. And then they came out with this Money Badger, which it looks kind of similar to their, it's kind of similar to like the old Wigglewort or the Spro Rock Crawler. It's a little longer than that.
It's a
and the
little bit longer than a rock crawler.
right, and the bill is a little bit. I want to say more like a spoon. It tapers off really quick to the body. And we've got 2 new colors in that: the fire green crawl and then the ghost red crawl, which is a translucent red color.
Yeah.
And then we also have up here now it's the Digger 6.5, which is their version of a DT6.
Yeah.
And they came out in all
It's
the colors.
pretty good. So we'll have them on the shelves and on the site at some point tomorrow for you guys that want to order. But again, I told him, especially with the spinner baits, I said, how many colors I got? And he said this. I said, pick me out 10 that work here, and I don't even have to worry about them. So again, and that goes to with your jigs and stuff like that. You fished around it, even though you're young, you got a lot of experience. So
yeah,
you
they
fish
came
on
in
many
and Danny
colors.
was like, give me all of them. I was like, Danny, there's 62 SKUs. And he went, just pick out 10. I went, okay.
About spit on myself. Yeah, I did. Well, I don't need that many.
Danny went in there. He's like,
One of everything.
go Tigers.
Just get out of that.
So, and it was so confusing.
17 million SKUs. Where's the door?
Yeah.
Where's the Could you
How many
imagine?
LSU fans do we have watching other than LJ's wife?
Everybody
She's a
loves
alum.
Coach O, though. I mean,
Michael Tempest, what store does he have that he's mentioning? So he not only does he own Chattahoochee Jigs, he does work down at the dugout and Kennesaw Baits like that. So Kennesaw Baits being one of our fine distributors that we get a lot of stuff from, and so Foster helps me out with stuff like that. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like I can just call down there and say, "What do you got?" and he picks out the colors and stuff for me, and so I don't even have to worry about it. That's a good feeling as a store owner. So I'm blowing a little
that's
smoke.
customer
up your butt.
service.
It is.
It is customer service. They got me on speed dial.
I I text Foster. Hey, I need this. So, or do y'all have that? Now you could have come in and took those Farleys up to North Carolina for me this afternoon.
Yeah,
That's customer service.
that's customer service at its
That-
finest.
Guy
I drive enough.
guy had a tournament Saturday, and he goes, "Can you overnight him?" I'm like, "Not from Marble Hill up here." So I put him in the truck, and luckily his sister lives near Toccoa, so I didn't have to go all the way to Franklin, North Carolina. But that's where I took off to
There you
today.
go.
Hey, you got to do stuff like that, though.
Yeah, you do.
You got to do
Yeah,
that.
you do.
So that's what he's talking about right there. And again, like I said, if you're down in the Kennesaw area, our buddies down there, everybody knows Koza. It's a great place down there. They got a lot of cool stuff. It's a very cool
Come stop
shop.
in, say hi, put a kayak in the pond. Let's do some stuff.
Yeah, and if you're into the kayak game or want to get into it,
Get
they
your
have a
it's not-
Focal links.
You can go try out all the rods. You can try out all the baits. Just talk to us.
You
hang
have
out
fish
with
in
us.
that pond?
Not now, but
Oh.
wait until November.
Why? What are we doing? Are we transporting illegal fish?
No, no.
We
got
weights and fish.
We got
weights and
fish and
fish.
stuff like that. So
We got fish in buckets.
yeah, Michael Temples, they're a good group of guys down there. I highly recommend them
That's
to
what you
anybody.
get. Like Christine Fisher come up to the store. She caught all your fish that you had. Now you
No, we
eat
had a
your
really
fish.
bad algae bloom and it killed everything.
Oh no!
So I threw like 3 10-pounders out. I threw like 5.
They
fish over
it turned
8
very
pounds.
green.
It was-
Oh
was-
no!
It was this color green.
It's
Bomber.
It was
Blue
Mountain Dew
bottle
bottle green. Speaking of Miss Fisher. Do y'all follow Miss Watkins, Macy Watkins on TikTok?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that girl! If you're on TikTok, you know Macy, right?
Yeah.
She's dating Kaz. Yeah, Kaz really he upped his game with her. But I'll tell you, if you're on TikTok, that girl is one of the funniest.
Outkicked his coverage.
Bad outkicked his coverage.
Go Tiger.
and listen, and she talks real country slang like that, but she talks a whole lot faster than Kaz. Kaz is just like he's like Bill Payne talking.
He's preacher
But
boy.
He is. He is.
Tell
Kaz
your story.
is they're good. But if you're on TikTok, y'all need to go.
Can we get her
follow
down
her.
here?
I'm sure I can.
We've had requests.
For Macy,
Yeah.
she would be funny as crap. Have you watched her?
No.
There are people all over this country. She's got a shit ton of followers. And listen, but they make fun of the way she talks, and she just buys right into it and just
Lean in.
She gives them hell.
She
like that.
catfish noodles a lot, and I don't know how she does it. Have you seen the kayak she fishes out of? No, she's got a little like 10.5.
Native Pro Slayer.
Yeah, it's a native pro slayer.
Okay.
10.5. Dude, it looks like
you
somebody
seen it?
literally
Battleship.
It's
somebody
funny.
just cut out a 2x4 and put a seat on it. It is like this small and like this wide, and I'm like, no,
Yeah, but she can fit on it.
I don't care. No,
She can fit on it.
A 10 foot,
And-
a 10-foot Slayer max. That's a pretty.
She,
That's a pretty
she
serious
has
boat.
such a
I mean,
slang
it is,
in
but
what they mean.
dude, it's so small. Like,
It's
but I
funny.
come
You
from
need
like
to
a
follow her.
PA-14 where it's like
You-
land yacht.
you battleship.
I don't. I have not. You know what we need to
That's not a
do?
battleship. That's
If
an
we could
aircraft
get
carrier.
her-
Yeah, it's like
We could get her, and she's good friends with Lee Rose.
Lee Rose.
with Koza.
Now,
We do need to have a ladies' night on here.
Well, we got Ryan.
He ain't got long enough
No,
hair.
no,
or a
he does. He
ponytail
does.
hat.
He does the voices and stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Hey y'all, watch this.
I am. Listen, I love you like you're my own son.
But keep that
I'm
hat
so
on,
glad I
man.
do not have to wake up to you every morning. My Lord. No, but anyway, guys, seriously, if you're on TikTok, give us a follow at Fish North Georgia. But go follow Macy Watkins because she's one of the few things that I enjoy. Because TikTok can be a cesspool. It's kind of like Twitter.
Can be.
North Georgia alumnus.
It is, huh?
She's a fellow North Georgia alumnus.
She does. And listen, there was a guy, she's got her own house. And this one guy goes, hey, your daddy must have done something to buy that house for you, or your husband or something like that. And so, she lives by herself and all that. Boy, she just lambasted him. And they talk about her being uneducated and stuff. And she's sitting, because of the way she talks, and she's sitting there with a 7-point buck. She hunts too. She's got a 7-pointer on the wall with both her degrees. She's a dual degree. So she's very smart and all that. And she does a lot of social media stuff. So,
That's funny, Ron.
what did he say? People are going to be so shocked at the pearly gates when St. Peter welcomes people and offers them sweet tea and biscuits.
Right.
That's it. Hannah Barron would be great. She's that noodler. On the show that they've got an episode where I'm supposed to go noodling somewhere.
Oh, it's happening?
Oh yeah, and alligator hunting. I'm going oyster shelling,
Oyster picking.
Shucking?
shucking, picking. I mean, like put me in the
Picking,
water stuff.
shucking, eating.
Yeah, no, seriously. But there's one that I'm going to, but alligator hunting. I'm going to get the what?
That's a
I'm gonna, huh?
Ryan has less hair on his head than an 81-year-old man.
You going to be unavailable? You don't want to go on that one?
No, alligator hunting.
Why?
I'll go.
Why?
Leave him home. I'll come.
I'll go alligator
Hell
hunting in a
yeah.
heartbeat.
Alligator's delicious.
They,
Gators.
they get a lot of that stuff in You ever caught an alligator on a frog?
Shoot him.
You ever caught an alligator on a frog?
I ain't caught an alligator on a frog.
Farmer caught an alligator last year.
Like Seminole and you fall? That's
Uh-huh.
about the
I've had
funniest thing you
alligators
can do.
swimming.
Ron, it's been
I
nice
had
knowing you,
alligator
Danny.
swimming underneath the
Listen,
boat at Seminole, and I was like, oh. It like swam right underneath the trolling motor. I
listen,
was like, no, we're leaving.
he got to go take a potty break.
Mm-hmm.
No, seriously, and it's something about there's a tube that they use now, so you don't get to shoot them down there with the regular gun, but there's a tube,
You like a bang stick.
bang stick. Yeah, that's what it's called. That you hit them in the head. Oh, I mean, huh? I'm supposed to go.
I'll
do
go
it.
alligator hunting. I won't go oyster shucking
Why?
because you'll make me eat one.
Yeah, I will.
Absolutely not.
Let me tell you, guys, listen, if you watch the one chip challenge, let me tell you what our next one's going to do. And I saw this on TikTok, but Ryan doesn't know it yet. I might have told you.
You told me the other day.
We're going to wax our nose hairs with that pull stick. Where you just wax your nose, you put all that, and then you yank that joker out.
Why?
Because it's funny.
Are you going to yank mine? If I get to yank yours.
Do not ever say that to me again. Do
We
not
were-
ever
we
let
were talking-
those
we
words
were talking
come out of
no.
your
Put
mouth.
that, please.
Ever
Your
again.
mind stays in the gutter 24/7.
Not
I was
on you,
meaning-
though.
I was meaning, are you going to yank my wax nostrils
Oh,
if I get the
Glad
wax? If
he
I get
put
to
nostrils on
yank
it,
yours
do that.
out?
Yeah, we'll do that. We can do it however you want. And then we're going to do what's that other thing we're going to do?
And we're going to do the jelly bean.
The jelly
Challenge.
bean challenge, where you open it up. There's 2 jelly beans. One tastes like absolute crap or something, and the other tastes like a
Vomit.
jelly bean. There's vomit. There's blood. There's whatever. What is the other one?
Doo-doo. Just-
Doo doo.
doo-doo.
How old are you, man? Doo doo.
What do you want me to say?
Deuce.
It's a crap.
I'd rather you say that than doo doo. You done talk to me about pulling
Don't take it.
full wax on that. So-
That's right. I'm forklift certified.
Forklift certified. Yeah. But we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do some pretty cool stuff. Like I was gonna go buy every single type of like a Little Debbie. We're gonna have the taste test and have the brackets and
Oh,
stuff.
bro, I want to be here for that.
We'll do that one. And if you guys actually
I love
in the
Little
comment
Debbies.
section, bring 2 dozen oysters back, dude. They ain't gonna last. If I got 2 dozen oysters, they're going down right here. Look at this. I mean, you think I'm gonna bring them things back? So, but actually, if you guys got some ideas of what challenges that aren't dangerous that Ryan and I can do, Dave at Buford Dam Bait and Tackle said that we ought to have some kind of bet, and the loser has to shave his one eyebrow off.
No,
I can't do that
I
because
can't
I'm gonna
do
be
that
on
either.
film.
because if I shared one eyebrow, it might not grow back. Because from here up, I'm very, very, very
Challenged.
challenged.
You are challenged.
And
up
if I
there.
shave an eyebrow off, it might be good.
But Paul has got enough on his gut and chest that I
Yes.
saw that we could
Yes.
get. He could
We
be a
need-
donor. He could
We
be a
need to lay
donor.
Paul down on the table and do like the 40-year-old virgin and wax his chest.
You know what we need to do? That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. We'll do the nose wax, and then we will do. And Paul's got to be here for this one. Chest hair wax. You guys just lay it down and just rip that joker off. What about that? You would die.
I don't know if I'd do that.
You would
I
die.
don't know if I'd do the chest hair. I might go with the back hair.
Kelly Clarkson.
Ooh, that would hurt. So, anyway, all right. So now that you're back from your potty break and all that, we've gone about an hour, almost 2 hours.
Do we
so-
want to wrap this up? Do we have anything else to say about
We really
herring
don't
and
about herring. Y'all got
bass?
any last words of wisdom? Foster, would you come and let us wax your nose hairs?
Negatory.
Why?
Negatory.
I thought you were
It's
in
a full sweater, Brian.
Crazy.
Oh,
What
we
we do
didn't
need to
listen.
do, we do need to do is instead of getting like hair plugs, why don't we just plug your head with like skirt material?
Yes.
We'll do it in, like Fire Tiger or something like that.
Is the green light night bite going to come back? I'm
Oh, we got a serious
ignoring you.
question.
I'm ignoring you.
Damn well better.
Dude,
Yes,
there's
absolutely.
I haven't found a green light on Lanier in a while though.
Wow, you need to look.
That what? You were going to finish that thought.
That have fish on, or you just haven't seen a green light? Period.
Like half the docks I know that have green lights, they haven't been turned on.
There, a lot of people putting on
Well,
timers or
The
pulling them. or
Corps might
hiding
have shut
them.
them down with
true.
all the ramps. I don't know.
Yeah, now the Corps having people remove them too.
Electricity in the water.
Well, anyway, so
Stupid.
the tortilla challenge. I have no idea what that is.
Oh, it's where you fill your mouth with water and you slap each other until one of us like
Yes.
throws water out. That one y'all need to put on TikTok. It would go viral. Guaranteed.
It would go what?
Viral.
Y'all,
Viral?
you guys need to get Josh roped into that one.
Josh ain't gonna
Yes.
do that.
Josh can't do that.
Josh
He
can't
would
do that.
choke.
He would choke because, like, when he eats, he's got a small
He's like,
urethra or something. Yeah,
Oh, you're right.
small urethra. Or
Did
whatever.
you just say that? We love you, Josh. We love you, Josh.
No, that's
I think he might eat in
That's
a
king of
different
the hill.
way than the rest of us.
Well, I said vulva when you were saying, what was you trying? Uvula.
You
I said you eating with your vulva. Your vulva was burning.
Oh my
I'll
God.
vulva was not burning. I do
Not
not
until
have a
next
vulva.
Volvo.
I don't have a vulva.
Oh,
I'm anatomically a man.
You never know these days. I'm just trying to be
Well,
correct.
that's good to know.
God.
We'll do the tortilla challenge. We'll do that.
Yes, look.
Oh, that was-
I want to see y'all smack each other around. Needs to happen.
That was worth
I think I think that would be good, like workplace stress relief. too.
It's like we work
Yeah, a little bit
seriously
like
around
a,
here
like
anyway.
a team building.
Like team building exercise. Great team
We could
building
do that
exercise.
where the guy stands on the table and he falls back. Because if Ryan does that, my ass is getting out of the way. There's no catching you. I love you, but you're gonna bounce. I'm not getting you.
It's just no trust falls.
It's just at that point it becomes a math problem. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's simple numbers.
It's
right
a
there.
physics
It's not that-
issue?
Yeah, I don't. It's not that I don't love you. It's just I can't catch you.
That's okay.
Okay, I just so long as we know that. So we'll do the tortilla challenge, but with hot sauce.
No.
No.
Oh, your fallopian tubes are swollen.
Wow.
Oh my lord.
This has gone downhill quickly.
All right, so we'll end it up. Right there.
Let's really
We're gonna end this with fallopian tubes and vulvas. And
Ryan, give us some final thoughts.
give us some final thoughts, Ryan. Right now he's like, I'm gonna kill you, Danny. So I see it in his eyes. Ryan, you don't have a vulva.
No, I do not.
I know you don't. I know. I felt it on the back one time. I know you ain't got one. He come up and hugged me. I was like the Loch Ness monster rubbed up against the back of me. I'm like, what the hell?
Did you give him tree fitting?
No,
He was forklift certified.
This forklift certified.
Forklift hell. It was a dump truck. All I know is I was like,
smuggling a schnauzer.
it was. It's like listen. It's like he's got a squirrel between his legs. That's what it is. So anyway, any final thoughts on fishing? Final thoughts on fishing.
Final thoughts. As we approach here into the fall and get closer to the winter, remember, in terms of any of these herring lakes, no matter where you fish, any of these herring lakes, stay moving, cover water, and use reaction baits as often as you can. Because here for the next 2 months, that's going to be the main forage is going to be on the herring lakes.
Bait.
Is going to be the bait.
Okay,
It's going to be the bait.
definitely going for the reaction strike.
Yes,
you are.
absolutely.
What about you, Foster?
Reaction strikes. Trolling motor on high. Step on it.
Mm-hmm.
And if your arm is not tired by the end of the day, you didn't make enough casts.
Mm-hmm.
Probably so. Oh, we forgot Dylan was still watching. My bad, Dylan.
It'll be okay.
You'll figure it out one day.
You're in public school. You already heard all that.
You're surrounded by them.
Oh,
All right, Paul. How about you? Final thoughts.
final thoughts.
What is the hardest fish to catch?
I think my final thought is I need to speed up and fish faster, I guess.
How can we do that?
Huh? Huh?
How do we speed up in the kayak?
How do I speed up in a kayak?
Torpedo.
Yeah, no, I put the XI3 on high.
There you go. There you go.
Trolling motor on high.
Paddle faster.
All right, so okay, good. So we've got those final thoughts. So we're gonna wrap it up with that, guys. Listen, we appreciate you joining us tonight live, or again, if you're watching on YouTube at a later date, we appreciate you as well. Next Wednesday night, again, set your calendars. We got the cast, Ryan Hank and the cast guys. I always mess his name.
John Franco
Ryan
Corrado.
Hanks
Ryan, no, yeah,
and the cast guys.
Corrado. I can't say.
Franco Curado.
I can't say his last name, but I love him. He is
John
absolute-
Franco
It's just like the
Corrado.
real, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
exactly how you
Is that the
say
one that goes?
Corrado.
No,
That's a
a
Corrado
DC.
DC.
That is the
Or
most
a Metanium
annoying
DC.
sound.
Or SLX.
Or
Or an
SLX.
SLX.
Oh, well, there you go.
Or
Any DC reel.
So
No, they
we'll
make
have
the-
we'll have the
no,
cast
that's the
guys
only
on
ones they
next week, and then the week after that, LJ will be here, and we'll get him to bring some pictures and stuff like that for the sonars.
Swimmers.
Foster, again, hey, listen, we appreciate you coming up. I know you got a pretty decent ride on the way home, and you got to get up early. What time you got to be at work in the morning?
9 o'clock.
Oh, okay, so it ain't too bad.
you'll
So
be
you ain't got too early.
No, we're all
You're
good.
young.
We're all good.
You're young, so there you go. So guys, listen again.
We're Gucci.
Hey, we appreciate you.
No.
Tell everybody about us. If you had some fun tonight, make sure you share this stuff and just tell them, we do this once a week, and we have a good time. Try to throw out a little bit of knowledge as well, or at least the guys I have on here do. It's always a good time to hear what they got to say, and we appreciate every single one of you that have taken the time to make a comment. And Mike, I'll let you know when your jigs are ready. We will do that. He's working on. Trust me, the boy's been working. His fingers are raw. So anyway, so we'll get that done. But guys, you have a great weekend. Go Braves. I guess go Dodgers. Saturday. Hey, listen, Saturday I will be here.
Screw the Phillies.
TV's gonna be on. We're gonna have sports. So if you want to just come hang out and you ain't fishing, come by and see us. So with that, we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, that's Saturday. We will see you guys. Y'all have a good weekend.
Good night, Tiffany.
Saturday.